A very good afternoon and welcome to Charlton TV here at the Valley as the Addicts prepare to host Sheffield Wednesday. And 3 o'clock kickoff here in SE7. A little bit of a gloomy SE7, but we're expecting over 20,000 in attendance again here today. Should be hopefully another wonderful Saturday in SE7. And it's good to be back here at the Valley after an international break as well. I will bring you in Stevie Brown and Terry Smith in due course, but before we do, we have a special feature video to show you with our #1 goalkeeper, Thomas Kaminski, who spoke with Charlotte Richardson during the week. Here's a little feature to get you set ahead of kickoff.
Welcome to London. You've had a few months to settle in now. How have you been finding it?
No, all good to be honest. It's a new environment, so yeah, to get used to it. But I like it, I love it, and yeah, it's going well.
Here in the heart of Greenwich as well. It's pretty special to have this so close to the Valley, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's a beautiful place. I mean, like coming here sometimes for coffee and stuff is it's good for some walks as well. I like it here, I love it.
And it's important, isn't it, I think, for players to not only enjoy the sort of football club they're working with, to gel with your teammates and so on, but to like the local area must be important as well.
Yeah, the area is important where you live, and yeah, a lot of boys living in the area as well, so it's easy to connect with them and to meet up with them as well.
And because you have been here a few months and we've spoken about good coffee places to go to, have you ticked off all the touristy things as well?
Not yet. Obviously, I knew London from when we had holidays in Belgium in Christmas time and New Year's. We always used to come to London to visit and stuff. So like that's why I knew London as well. I mean, it's great. Greenwich is great. So like unlimited of options here.
Yeah, and it was a really big deal for us to secure your services. You'd had obviously a really good spell at Luton. And how important was that sort of transition for you, leaving a club that obviously meant a lot to you to come to Charlton?
Yeah, it was not easy, but I mean, I spoke a couple of times to the manager, and he gave me like the spark back that I needed. Like, yeah, after what happened in the summer, and he gave me the spark back that I wanted to play football again, and I wanted to be important in a team, and also the project. I mean, I think it's a club on the way up. It's a team on the way up. We've got some good players, some good talented boys as well, so like everything was positive about it.
I've heard a lot of players actually say that when Nathan has the opportunity to speak to you, I think for some people he's done presentations, for others it's been those conversations. You're smiling, did you get the presentation as well?
Yeah, I mean, within the players the presentation is quite famous. It became quite famous.
Did it?
Because when I first spoke to him, he's done the presentation. I must say it's impressive. He knew exactly what I was as a goalie and what I should improve on, what he wanted me to do. So like that also gave me like a good feeling that he knows me and that he wants me. So yeah, it was impressive to be honest.
And I imagine as well, I mean, you're coming up to nearly 500 career appearances, which is a fantastic achievement in itself. But as you say there, you want your spark, you continually want to involve and improve both personally and for the team. So when it came to looking at this season, Charlton making that step up, for you, were there any places where you really wanted to challenge and push yourself as a goalkeeper?
Yeah, obviously I came in with a little bit more experience in the group, and like it's still a young group, and maybe I should help in that way to make sure that they can do the next step and yeah, to become better as players and as persons. Myself, I knew it was going to be a challenge because he come on from League One, but I've got that sort of confidence about the group and about the manager and about the staff that they will lead us in a way that we will be successful.
Did you realise you were so close to 500? I feel like that might have caught me off guard a bit.
To be honest, I thought it was 400, to be honest. Well,
I'm not the best at maths, but I've tallied them up and you're near 500.
Ah, amazing. How many do I need?
4. So Swansea at home potentially could be the one.
Yeah, I started early and I feel like I've been in football forever, but yeah, I'm proud about it, to be honest, because that's what you want, as many games as you want or as you can play. So yeah, I'm very proud about that.
And also for goalkeepers as well, to have that longevity is not easy. And is that going to be an opportunity for you perhaps to take a look back at your career, or are you one of those where you're always sort of focused on the next game, the next game?
It's a good point, because the older you get, like the more you get to enjoy the games. And like before, when I was younger, maybe I didn't really enjoy it that much, or like I thought like, oh, there's always the next game, there's always the next game. But like the older you get, like the more you think about, yeah, you should enjoy it, you should make the best of it and the most of it. So yeah, that's why I became better at it as well. And yeah, hopefully 500 more, but that might be very ambitious. But yeah, I mean, longevity in a goalkeeper, I do think it's important.
I want to talk to you more about the art of goalkeeping, the goalkeeping union. So let's go and, we're in Greenwich, of course, there's plenty of places to sit and enjoy the coffee, so let's go and find somewhere. Thomas, I'm going to ask you the question that I think all goalkeepers hate to be asked. When you started playing football, did you always want to be a goalkeeper?
I started outfield, but then, yeah, somehow I got in goal and I liked it. So I remember my mum and dad saying to me, like, it's going to be a big responsibility because it's not the same as a football player. But yeah, I liked it, and since then I became good at it, and yeah, that's why I stayed a goalie.
Can you remember what age it was?
I think around 9, 10, 11, yeah. Because we tried different sports, my brother and I. Basketball, volleyball, but yeah, football was the main thing for us, so that's what we wanted to do.
And being a goalkeeper as well, I think, of all the positions, I know football's so fast-paced and it evolves tactically and technically, but I think for goalkeepers as well, recently, there's just been such, I suppose, an evolution in the role that it's not just about keeping the ball out the net now, you're expected to be able to distribute really well. How have you experienced the role of goalkeeping change over those nearly 500 odd appearances?
Well, it definitely changed, because obviously Manuel Neuer changed the role a little bit from the goalies, Alisson as well, like, and every manager, every team, every club, and they expect you to do the same and be good at every aspect of the game. Yeah, you can always learn, you can always evolve, and I think, yeah, for me, it was also a learning curve in the older I got. So, yeah, listen, it's part of the game now. So
I remember, I might misquote the person, it was Brian Clough, or a very, very famous football manager, once said the most two important people on a football pitch are the referee and the goalkeeper. And the point being, you see the whole field of play ahead of you. So in terms of your footballing brain and your leadership side as well, do you sometimes take responsibility in managing a 90-minute game at all, or how do you sense that? Yeah,
because like you said, you see the whole pitch. You can dictate, and you can say what you see in front of you. You can communicate in a way that it can help your defenders and your players. So yeah, I do think it's important to do that as a goalkeeper and to take that responsibility as well. I do think that's a big part of the game. What
do you prefer, like a really, really good save, or perhaps like the goal recently, I think it was James's goal, where you've distributed the goal and it's set up? What's as satisfying to you?
I still pick the save, to be honest. I still pick the save because it's still goalkeeping. Yeah, it's keeping the ball out of the net, and like, yeah, you always see the perception of goalkeeper. He's a good shot stopper, but he can't distribute. But like, what weighs up to the other? Recently with Donnarumma, for example, I do think it's like he's won you the Champions League, and then yeah, because he can't distribute, I do think it's hard to believe in as a goalkeeper, because he's at that level, he's that good, that he's one attribute that sticks out, that makes him the best in the world. So why change that? Some
have described it as quite a lonely position. Have you found that at times, or with the backup of like a goalkeeping union, is that where that plays a really important part? Because of course, teammates like Will, Ash, Hendo, they really understand that they've been in your position.
No, I've been quite lucky over the years, to be honest, with the goalkeeping groups I've been in. I can communicate with Ash, with Will and with Hendo after the game, or even during the game. In half time, I'll ask opinions, I'll ask questions, and I do think that's necessary in a group if you want to become better and if you want it to work. So like, I like that there's an open conversation, that everybody puts his opinion on the table, and yeah, you can only get better. It's not there to make you worse, it's there to make you better, and I do think it's important.
I feel like 2025 in particular has been the year of the clean sheet for Charlton. It's been such an emphasis since Nathan came in, and the amount that we've tallied up, and the second most amount of clean sheets in the Championship, only Coventry have one more. How have you found joining the club? that culture of keeping the ball out the net, how important it really is to our success?
I do think he values that a lot, but not only from the goalkeeper, but he sets up his team and he creates that togetherness that they really want to put their bodies on the line. And it impressed me, to be honest, like the way the players block shots, the way they defend, also tactically, the way we set up and how hard we are to break down. So yeah, I can only be happy with it.
And you must be happy with the start we've made to the season as well, particularly from that point of view of being up there with some really well-established football clubs at keeping those clean sheets, and letting that, I suppose, be the marker of where we want to evolve and improve as we find our feet at this level.
Yeah, definitely, 1,000,000%. And as I say, I think it's so important. And as a goalkeeper, you want them clean sheets, but I do think you achieve them as a group, as a team. If everybody's on board, like especially in the Championship, you need like 11 players that are on the same page. And yeah, it's only like last season proved it. 25, 26 clean sheets, amazing.
And in terms of the effort that goes into that, because it's not just turning up on a Saturday afternoon or a Tuesday evening, give us an insight into what training is like as a goalkeeper.
No, it's intense, and I had to get used to the way that Charlton works, Handel works. I had to get used to that way as well, and it's something different. In training we do a lot of that clean sheet is so important. We do a lot of shape works and again, it's like putting the bodies on the line, being in the right positioning, and working together as a group. And you can work together going forward, but also going backwards in the game. I think it's very important.
It's a really solid goalkeepers union we have at the club as well. You've mentioned the influence of Hendo, but Will and Ash as well. You seem to have such a strong working relationship, pushing, challenging, being supportive. How have you found that dynamic with the guys?
No, very good. And I think in as every goalkeeper, there's one spot and everybody wants to play, which is important. I do think it's in a way that we make each other better, and we support each other. And like I said, it's like I ask questions to Ash, I ask questions to Will. Should I have done that, or could I do this, or like it goes both ways. And I do think it's important. I do think I value their opinions as well, and as much as from Hendo as well. I do think it's important in a group of goalkeepers. I
get the impression that in quite a short space of time, Charlton has felt like a home to you, and the Valley a very happy home indeed. We're back there this Saturday against Sheffield Wednesday. I've not felt like a really long international break. I don't know why, it's the same length as any other one, but how excited are you to be back playing in front of the home supporters at the weekend?
Yeah, very excited. I remember Hendo saying to me like, "Oh, the Valley is a difficult place to go to," and I can see that, I can feel that as well. Like if the first game against Watford, you can feel that everybody's on the same page, everybody is behind the team, and it helps us as well if there's as many supporters as there can be. So yeah, it's always good to have the home support, and yeah, we want to give something back to them. They've been on a great journey so far, so we want to keep that going.
We always have so much going on match day. So this Saturday, for example, is Red, White and Black Day. It's a real celebration of diversity within our community. It's also the University of Greenwich Day, and we've got this incredible backdrop behind us. And I think it's quite timely, really, that Charlton as a football club has such partners and such good local support, because when we look at our opponents, Sheffield Wednesday on Saturday, quite a tumultuous time they're going through. It feels like the club's in a really good, stable position. And how much do you appreciate that, being a player coming into a new football club?
Yeah, you can feel it's a stable club, and obviously Charlton in the past, they have had their issues like any other clubs, but yeah, like I said before, I think it's a club on the way up, and they want to improve in every way. They want to achieve. You've got an ambitious manager, like the crowd expects, which is perfect, which is fine, and that's proper football, to be honest.
Yeah.
And the players are sharing that ambition as well in terms of hard work. They want to do there's a lot of young players they want to achieve, and I can only support that.
We want the crowd to expect exactly that. It probably helps you as a player. When you're sort of stood in between the sticks with a packed out covered end behind you, what is that feeling like? Because you must feel that support and energy being so close to such a loud, supportive crowd.
Yeah, obviously it's funny that you say that, but like if I come back to the game of Watford, for example, I saw the crowd in front of me, and when that goal went in, I saw everybody jumping up, and that's amazing. I think that's what you do, especially 92nd winner or something, like amazing, like the support that helps us. And yeah, that's why you play football.
Absolutely,
especially in big stadiums, and like the stadium is nice, it's good, and that's what you want.
Long may it continue. Lots of happy memories. Perhaps not always waiting that long for a winner. That's nice every now and then.
Yeah.
But Thomas, thank you so much for your time. I'm so glad that Charlton's feeling like such a home to you already.
Thank you very much.
So there you have it. Thomas Kaminski speaking to our very own Charlotte Richardson ahead of today's match. A man who certainly is impressed since joining from Luton in the summer. You're very welcome here on Charlton TV. My name is Greg Stubley. I'm joining alongside me, should I say, is Steve Brown, pre-kickoff, and I'll have Terry Smith take over shortly. But firstly, Brownie, a question for you. Good to have you alongside me again, my friend. I felt the international break actually came at a good time for Charlton after that defeat to Preston. Sometimes you want a reaction, but we looked a little bit leggy, I felt, and it almost felt like a good opportunity just to get a couple of players back to full fitness and get them ready for what is considered a bit of an important game today.
Yeah, I think it's a very important game today, considering what we've got coming up in the next 7 days. You've got a very tough trip away to Ipswich and then a very long journey up to Hull City. And I kind of don't like how the fixtures have fallen, if I'm honest. You was up at Derby on a Tuesday night and then up to Preston on a Saturday. Now we're up to Ipswich on a Tuesday night and then up to Hull City on a Saturday. And you know, you kind of want one of those at home. If you're going to have three games in a week, you kind of want, you know, the midweeker to be at home and the 2 away games either side of it. But, you know, it is what it is. The fixtures come out and you've got to adjust accordingly. But yeah, I agree. I think up at Preston, 0-0 was probably the best result we could have asked for. And once Preston scored, I didn't see us getting back into it, sadly. But, you know, no fault of anyone's other than that can happen from time to time across a 46-game season. Preston are dark horses for me as well for a playoff spot. So it's not like we've lost to a team that's, you know, going to be languishing in the bottom 6 of the table. No, they're going to be pushing for a playoff place, I think. So it was a tough place to go and get a result. We historically don't do particularly well there and unfortunately come away pointless.
No, you're not hearing things. Greg has very kindly handed over the mic where he goes and there's a lie down because still suffering jet lag, bless him. He's flown in from the other side of the world.
Is it cloudy there, Greg?
Don't get any... Brownie, you know better than most. You don't get any sun in the bars.
Yeah, true.
Pubs, unless there's a skylight. Oh, hello. You're showing his white bits. Oh, thank goodness we're audio only. Good to have you back, though, Greg, my friend. Well done. Thank you for actually putting a stretch in to be here. Because otherwise, we'd have been stuffed. Because I've just hot-footed it down from the lounge, where I've been speaking to an absolute legend who we'll get to talk about very shortly because he's going to be introduced to the Valley crowd. And well done, Steve Brown, for getting Mark Kinsler along.
Listen, it's part of the remit, and some are tougher to get than others, and Kins was certainly one of the tougher ones. But thankfully he's come back, and I'm hoping the cover end fills up a little bit before we bring him out because he deserves, you know, all the attention that hopefully he's going to get when we introduce him back onto the pitch. But yeah, I'm pleased to see him. You know, I had a little chat with him last night and then just moments ago before I came up here, and he's looking forward to it. Tad nervous, but he's looking forward to
certainly it. Certainly if the reaction in the lounge is anything to go by, he's guaranteed it. Because, you know, sometimes, you know, people in the lounge, sometimes you'll have people quite young who won't know the person you're or the ex-player that you're interviewing. Some might be a little bit more blasé about it because they're just here for a lunch. And so you always get a reaction of how good the guest is when the number of questions that come in and just how quiet they are listening to his answers. And the lounge was riveted today.
Yeah, and so it should have been. And he's you know, in terms of what he did for the football club, in terms of the value for money we got, 150,000 from Colchester and the service he gave, he deserves all the recognition he's going to get. I won't say he's the most decorated captain because I'm not brilliant on my history of Charlton, but certainly 2 promotions to the Premier League as a captain is going to be hard to pip. But it's what he gave on the pitch, isn't it? You know, a Republic of Ireland international and a wholehearted player for Charlton. So he deserves what he's going to get. I just hope the message goes out that he's coming out and we get a few more in the stands for him.
We'll send Greg round the back of the covered in, just get him out of the pub, out of the bars, get him into the seats because, special moments coming up very shortly. Before we get onto that, and Brownie's taking some instructions. It's bored him already. Look, he's just, I think he's got an invitation. Was that another invitation to the lounge? There's another pie you're going to... Another dinner, that is that?
What do you mean? I had my headphones off talking to Tom. I've not heard any of that. I've got no, look.
No, before, obviously, Kin's going to come out in a second, and we'll give it the attention it deserves. But Jay, you were just speaking about about the Preston game and how tough you thought it was, maybe a bit leggy. I think Nathan Jones' interview, he sort of admitted himself that maybe he should have changed things around a bit more than he did. That's easy to say in hindsight, though, I suppose.
Yeah, I think a manager might offer you a reason why in an interview, just because he feels it's his obligation to do so. But if he changes the team and we lose, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. I just felt on the day the team was a little flat. We didn't create too many opportunities. I don't think we had a single shot on target, and that was the problem of the afternoon. We huffed and puffed without being really too threatening. And rather than say I didn't pick the right team, he's entitled to say what he wants. By the way, he knows he works with all these guys every day. I would have come away from that going, right, how can I make us a little bit more threatening in the final third? That's what I think he needs to concentrate on.
There's a legend walking behind you as well, Mr. Brown.
Yeah,
Johnny H.
Humphreys. Now that is a legend. I mean,
Johnny Humphreys,
player of the year.
Player of the year 3 times.
3 years running, and I would argue.
I didn't see the people walking in front of him chucking petals.
No, but
it's very walk.
I would argue from my time here. And people can argue against it because they might have watched Charlton for a lot longer than me, but the best right back the club's
up there
ever had. And people can argue against that if they know historically more than I do, back into the 60s and 70s. But an absolute gentleman on and off the pitch, and a first-class player. First-class player.
I concur with both of those statements, Mr. Brown. In fact, we are minutes away from not just kick-off, but minutes away from this gentleman coming out on the pitch. So let me just let you listen to James introducing a very special guest indeed.
He made over 200 appearances for the Addicts, achieving promotion to the Premier League twice during his time at the club, including that famous penalty shootout win in 1998 against Sunderland in that playoff final 4-4. He's a Charlton Athletic Hall of Famer, former captain and former Republic of Ireland international. You all know who I'm talking about. But before he comes out, let's look at some of his best moments on our brand spanking new big screen.
Yeah, there's some goals going to come up that Kins has scored, and he didn't score. He tended not to score tap-ins, did he?
No, and the one we missed out, I was talking to him last night, and I said, do you know what we didn't do? We didn't get the free kick. Remember the free kick we did, where he dragged it across his own body and popped it in bottom corner? And we were discussing that last night, how everybody might think, they've worked really hard on the training ground. He did that at the end of a training session. He went, what about if we try this? And he did it off his own back, in front of Curbs and Les or Merv, whoever it might have been, and he dragged it across his body and struck it in the bottom corner, and Curbs went, try that tomorrow. So sometimes you think these things are well rehearsed. He just did it off the cuff in training, right at the death, and we should have put that on there. But no, this is my favourite, the outside of the right, top corner against Man City. But no, look.
He was saying in the lounge about players he's played with and some of the best players, and everybody expects him to say Roy Keane. He actually constantly says Keith Jones.
Yeah. We need to get Keith back.
And he said that Keith Jones should have got player of the year. And I said, he didn't tend to score the goals you did, though, kid.
Yeah.
And here he is coming onto the Valley pitch.
He doesn't like, funny enough, Tel, being centre of attention, weirdly.
No, I got that.
Yeah, and I hope he takes the applause. And it genuinely is deserved. I mean, he's one of those guys, Tel, that when you play alongside someone, and they get recognition and they get, a lot of attention, and this guy absolutely deserved it.
So, Kins, I've got to have a quick word because we're getting close to
the Valley faithful shouting Kinsella.
But how does it feel to be back here in front of the fans?
It's always great. It's my home. 6 great years. It's all because of them.
He's choking up.
Yeah.
Quite rightly so. Bless him. And I got the feeling he might in the lounge actually.
I think we've been out for a couple of years, and I think Championship is where this club belongs.
At the very least.
At the very least, and the Premier League is where it's got to be. And they're on the right track.
Well, Kim, thank you so much for joining us here today. One more time, covered end, and the rest of the valley. Give it up for Mark Kinsella!
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to see a number of good players grace the Valley pitch, and he's up there amongst the very best.
Yeah, I mean, again, I can speak from experience as a teammate. You know, you guys get to see what we do on a Saturday or a Tuesday or whatever night we play on the pitch. I get to see him every day, and he was as relentless on the training pitch as he was, you know, on a Saturday. And we pretty much like that as a squad. You had the Rufuses of this world, Robinsons, Browns, Kinsellas, Jones, nothing, no quarter was given even in training, to the point where Curbs would have to taper training off a little bit. You know, there was an attitude towards training that fed onto the pitch on a Saturday, and he was a shining example of train how you play.
Well, hopefully he doesn't leave it too long before he comes back again. Mark Kinsella, it was a pleasure to talk to him, and thank you for the opportunity, Browning. Absolute box ticker, that one.
Yeah, and I'll keep going. There's one or two that I'd love to get back that are just you know, more difficult than others, like I said, but it won't be for the want of trying, that's for sure. And you know, we've got one or two booked in after Christmas that I think are going to be cracking. You know, but we'll keep plugging away, Tel.
Well done, mate. Well done. So we're concentrating now on what's going to happen in the next 90 minutes plus. Here at another big crowd, Brownie 20,000 plus again, and of course it helps that Sheffield Wednesday have come down in numbers. And look, we know that they're going through their own tough time, and as football supporters, you know, we empathise and wish them nothing but the best once they've got past today, of course. But sometimes that can have a galvanising effect on the football team, and that Coventry result aside, they've actually picked up some results over the last few weeks.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's one of those that could go anyway, because you just don't know what reaction you're going to get from the players that you're up against.
Yeah, I agree with that. I would still look how strong we are here at the Valley in recent times. Our home form is exceptional, and even the one we've lost, we shouldn't have lost. So I think I'll always put us up for a result when we're here at the Valley. But what I would say is, of all the points Sheffield Wednesday picked up, out of the 6 points they picked up, 5 have been on the road. So it looks like it's uncomfortable playing at home at the moment with the atmospheres that are being created. There was a shout of there being a little protest today. So look, we've been there as a football club. We know what it's like. We wish them all the very best. As in, look, you need to change ownership, but it's not as easy as that. We hope it's round the corner. We hope you can stay in the Championship, because Sheffield Wednesday is absolutely, like we say, minimum a Championship club, and they're going through a tough time. And you don't like seeing clubs being put to the task by ownership. It's not a nice situation to be in, but put that to one side. We have to get a result here. We've got 2 tough games coming up. We've lost at Preston, we've got Ipswich on Tuesday night, and I think there's a little bit of pressure, just a little smidgen of pressure for us to get the 3 points today. But like I said, they have been slightly stronger on the road. 2 draws and a win in the last 3, so they're going to be tougher opponents. What I would say from a playing perspective is you have to attack this like they're top of the league. That's what you've got to do. And in a minute, if you think for one moment it's Sheffield Wednesday they're going to roll over because of the situation we're in, the club's in a poor, but it does not work like that. So earn the right to win the game, win your individual battles, make that your starting point, and I'm pretty sure if we do that, and the attitude and the pressing and the commitment that we've seen from this team at the Valley in recent times, you'll go on and get a result.
Well, as the two sides shake hands across the halfway line, I'll read you out to see the teams. Starting with our visitors, Sheffield Wednesday. In goal for them, number 24, Ethan Horvath. Number 2, Liam Palmer. 3, Max Lowe. 6, Dominic Iorfa. 7, Jan Valery. 8, Svante Ingelsson. 9, Jamal Lowe. 10, the captain, Barry Bannon. 12, Harry Amas. 22, Gabriel Otagbeo. And 29, George Brown. Subs for Sheffield Wednesday, Logan Stretch, Sean Fusier, Ike Ugbo, Charlie McNeil, Bailey Cadamarteri, Reece Johnson, Joe Emery, Issa Alau and Bruno Fernandes. Your Charlton side will line up with in goal number 1, Thomas Kaminski, 3, Macaulay Gillespie, 5, Lloyd Jones, 6, Connor Coventry, 7, Therese Campbell, 10, the skipper Greg Doherty, 14, Sonny Carey, 17, Amari Bell, 23, Charlie Kelman, 28, James Bree and 32, Reece Burt. Your subs for Charlton, Will Mannion, Kane Ramsey, Luke Berry, Miles Lieben, Tento LF8, Joe Rankin Costello, Onel Hernandez, Rob Apter and Harvey Nibbs. Your referee for this afternoon is Tom Reeves. He's going to be assisted by Edward Smart and Mark Stevens, and your fourth official is David Webb. So Brownie, a couple of changes with Reece Burke coming in, and obviously we know about Josh Edwards, so that was always an obvious one, but Reece Burke coming in, which and Macaulay Gillespie keeping his spot obviously on the left side centre off.
Yeah, and I think it's probably the first time Kane Ramsey's found himself in this position, and he'll have to dress himself down and do what I used to do, work hard on the training pitch and try and win your place back. But yeah, I think if you look at the last home performance where we took Blackburn, to pieces, this was the side. Macaulay Gillespie coming after 25 minutes. Amari Bell went to left wing back. Burke played in the right centre half spot, and we were pretty formidable that day. So a manager will always sort of revert back to the best performance in recent times. I'd imagine if we get through unscathed today that Kane might come in Tuesday night on that right side of centre half, and that's the blessing, that Nathan Jones finds himself in, that he's got quality now to be able to leave one out if he feels like the next game's coming a little bit quick, say for someone like Reece. But Reece might think differently now. Now he's started to settle into the side, he's starting to get his fitness levels up. He might think, no, I can do 3 games in a week, but we'll see. But yeah, Kane's obviously going to have to keep himself mentally in the right place here, because he's gone from being one of our best players to now coming in and out the side, and it's a difficult thing. Just got to keep himself mentally in the right spot.
Well, it'll be Sheffield Wednesday to get us underway, and they'll attack the covered end in the first half, defending the Jimmy Seed stand where their fans have come down in numbers. And it'll be Ingleson to get us underway. Immediately back. And then sent forward down the Charlton left-hand side. Early header for Amari Bell. It's away for a Sheffield Wednesday throw. Ingleson across again to take it. Everybody bar Iorfa in the box. Max Lowe coming as a short option. Back out to Ingleson on the right-hand side. Going to swing this in left-footed, does so. It's a deep one, and it's well defended, especially by James Bree, who just nudged his man out of the way so he couldn't get a run on it. And it's away for a Charlton goal kick. Yeah,
Mas, the wing-back for Sheffield Wednesday, just coming in towards the far post, and it's a lovely little nudge from James Bree. You hear people say of the dark arts, those little nudges there are absolutely vital. Mas got in his inside shoulder, but as he tried to adjust his run, he hit a brick wall that was James Bree, and that goes out for a goal kick.
Which is now taken by Kaminsky, headed back towards the Charlton penalty area. Gillespie there to head it back in towards the Sheffield Wednesday half, headed up in the air by Otegbayo. Bouncing around in there, and the final header coming in from Ingleson. Lloyd Jones knocks it forward over the top of Kelman, but Otegbayo just gets something on it. Can he keep it in? Yes, he does. Bree with the header forward. Otegbayo again to knock it forward, and Jones with the header up. This time Coventry can't get there. It's tidied up in the middle by Lowe for Sheffield Wednesday. Out to Palmer. Back inside to Iorfa. It's Palmer once more being pressured by Bell. Gets the ball away. Jones will challenge, gets ahead to it. And it's come off of Valerie and out for a Charlton throw on the left-hand side. Bell with it quickly. Back to Gillespie. He's got Jones in the centre. To his right is Burke. Back inside to Jones once more. Pressure on Lloyd Jones. So it goes back to Kaminsky. To Gillespie on the left. A little bit of space. Ball down the line. Looking for the runner, Kelman. He's timed it well. Kelman holding the ball up. Still Charlie Kelman gets it back to Campbell. Out to the left is Bell. Looks for a ball into the box and then cuts inside. Finds Campbell. Oh, just lost control of it, Campbell. It's allowed Sheffield Wednesday to clear it away. Jones quickest to react to make sure it doesn't progress any further, but it will be a Sheffield Wednesday throw-in.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an ugly start, but that was the first real good passage of play. Gillespie's ball down the line, superbly curled in behind the Sheffield Wednesday back line. Excellent run from Kelman, held the ball up well. Didn't make the most of that situation.
Sheffield Wednesday throw-in just about, halfway inside their own half on the right-hand side. Throws it backwards. Otigbayo in that central position, just jogging with the ball at his feet to the edge of the penalty area. And it goes back out to Lowe on his right hand side. Palmer rather on his right hand side. Looks long, looking for the runner Brown. Chest controls it straight into the path of Gillespie. Ties it up to James Bree. Back to Kaminski. Jones just having to scamper across to make sure he doesn't get caught in possession. And he's back on possession now with the help of Doherty. And Kaminski once more as Sheffield Wednesday look to press Charlton. Burke down the line, again looking for Kelman. Just nudged on Otigbayo, who gets something on it, heading towards the goal line. Have to play this, and Lowe does, straight to Kelman. Now Carey, Coventry will take over, looks to skip past Amas, gets a cross in as well. Campbell looking for it, headed away before he can get there. Jones though meets it. I think Campbell would have been offside, but it didn't get to him. Bannon gets something on it as well. It runs out to James Bree on the right hand side. He's got Burke in support. Also in support is Gillespie. Looks up Gillespie. Send this towards the penalty area with Jones has stayed forward. Keeper comes out, drops it. And both Jones and the keeper stay down. I'm not sure that's going to be classed as a foul or just the referee wanted to check on both players who stayed down injured. Whether he'll give this as a free kick in the end, the referee remains to be seen. Both players needing treatment. Well, actually the keeper's up. And
yeah, I'll give a free kick to them, Tal, but that was a good passage of play again. And again, we've turned around. We've played in our little unit inside our 18-yard box, and it's led with the ball down the right-hand side, in behind. And what I would say, I'm looking at Otigbayo, the centre of the back three. He's had two headed attempts at the moment. He's only young, he's only 20, and both have come off the side of his forehead and have led us to keep possession. I think we can play on him a little bit. Despite his side, he's not particularly good aerially.
It is indeed a free kick to Sheffield Wednesday. Kirk Jones's arm was up in the face of Paul Vartis first, so the referee decides that's a free kick. Just about cleared away. It's with Palmer on the right hand side. Did it come back off Palmer?
Yeah, it did.
That's what it looked like from here, and the officials concur. So it's a Charlton throw now on the left hand side, halfway inside the Sheffield Wednesday half. Bell with it. Into Doherty. Trying to go down the line, Doherty, but it's blocked away. Palmer back in possession. Again, that should be a Charlton throw, and it is. Bell looking to go down the line. Kelman makes the run, but intercepted by Iorfa. Back to Bell. Bannon gets his head to the clearance. Coventry pokes it forward, straight to Bannon. Now Lowe for Sheffield Wednesday. Out to his left is Amas. Cuts inside, nowhere really to go, so goes back to Lowe. Sends it long. Jones the first to react. Gets there first, up to Bree. And a 1-2 with Carey. And Carey tries to go past his man. He's taken out by Otigbayo, and it has to be a yellow card. That clumsy challenge from the Sheffield Wednesday centre half, and Carey stayed down here.
Yeah, he's smashed knees, I think, but it's a real agricultural challenge from Otigbayo. He's not had a great start, if I'm honest. The centre of the back threes for Sheffield Wednesday. Just not up to speed, really, I think is what I'll say. He's had a couple of poor headers, and he's looked a little bit late, but he's had a slice the ball out of play as well. So I think that's definitely someone that we should try and expose a little bit more as this half progresses.
Well, James Bree with a free kick. Is it 10 yards inside the touchline? Not quite halfway inside the Sheffield Wednesday half on the right. Bree with it. Sends it in. It's a good free kick as well. There's a touch coming in there. It was Burke trying to go on the end of it's cleared away. A Charlton throw on this right hand side. Not sure what Sheffield Wednesday player got to it, but he managed to get it away for a throw. Quickly taken into Coventry. Back to Campbell. Coventry once more will swing this into the box. Can he get distance on it? It's guided across by Amas to Gillespie, who shoots it in. Jones with a header. It will come out to Burke with a shot. Takes a deflection off of Lowe, I think it was, and away for a corner.
Yeah, a little bit harum-scarum, but the initial delivery from Bree That's going to be worth at least 10 goals a season. Well, if we extend the loan. However, I've not seen anyone deliver consistently like that for a long time. But it's led to a second phase, which Burke gets his shot away and wasn't the worst shot in the world, blocked and over.
Bree again with the delivery, this time from the corner. Jones looking for it, gets someone, just got ahead of it, and it's up in the air, the header. Campbell battling for it, and will come. Almost got there, but just beaten to it in the end by Valerie. But it's out to Gillespie. Coventry to his left, trying to tee up Campbell in the box. Campbell tried to cross it, blocked away by Otagbayo. Guided into Bannon. The Charlton fans over there thought that went out. Officials thought otherwise. Long clearance. Bell will deal with this. Header forward. Up towards Carey. Controls it well. Out to Bree. Bree with an overlap of Burke. Bree comes around him again. Burke on the ball here. Sends the ball in himself. It's a nice deep cross. Palmed away from the keeper by Horvath. Away from Campbell. And then swiped clear by Valerie for a Charlton throw.
Yeah, good pressure from the home side. Sheffield Wednesday can't get out of that defensive shape they're sat in at the moment. Every clearance is just coming straight back.
Throw back to Gillespie. Infield to Jones. Got Burke to one side, Coventry the other, and it's Connor Coventry now. Bringing it forward. It's got Gillespie outside of him. Gillespie sends the ball into the box just beyond Kelman. Cleared away by Otagbayo again. And this time Ingleson skips away from his marker, brings it forward, goes past Coventry, drags him down, and that could be a yellow card as well. And it is.
Yeah, and deservedly so. I think when Connor finds himself in those situations where there's no protection of a back line behind him, he hasn't really got an option. You certainly don't want the opposition player, Ingleson, driving past Coventry, because then he's got a free line into our penalty area. And Connor there has taken a booking for the team. It was the right thing to do.
Bannon will take this free kick as the Sheffield Wednesday fans en masse make their protest, and Charlton fans applaud them, knowing what we've been through. Bannon with this free kick, halfway inside the Charlton half to the left. Swings it deep, headed back in the air and across the box. So there's a nudge coming in there from Lowe. On Burke, gets his head there, heads it straight to Kaminski.
Yeah, now there could be an argument, there's a little shove in there, but it didn't get given, and that is the first massive opportunity of the game. Anywhere either side of Kaminski with one down.
Ball out to Burke, down the line to Bree. A little flick round the corner, but that's read by Lowe. Brings it forward to his namesake, Jamal Lowe. There's a shot coming in from Valerie. Straight to Kaminski once more. He throws it out quickly, looking for Campbell. Campbell, trying to let the ball run. Can he get past Iorfa? He's just stayed strong enough to get a foot in and guide it back to his keeper. And Horvath sends it away. Gillespie coming to meet it, gets his head there. Otagbayo to Ingleson. Hamas on the left. Held up by Bree. Inside to Lowe. Now Otagbayo. Bannon coming short for him. Gives it back to his centre half. Otagbayo, who brings it forward. Still bringing it forward. Coventry trying to get a foot in, but didn't need to. It just runs through to Reece Burke anyway. Looks to go down the line. Kelman trying to hold the ball up. Does really well and finds Coventry. Little touch to Carey. Carey under pressure from Bannon. Back to Coventry. And finds Jones. To his left is Gillespie. Lovely touch to Doherty. Out to his left is Bell. So I'm trying to avoid the press of Sheffield Wednesday. Bell brings it inside. Coventry ahead of him. Now Doherty. Back to Bell once more as Charlton do avoid that press momentarily at least. Jones out to Burke. Burke looks for Kelman. It's a header by Otagbayo, again sort of sideways, and the header infield by Valerie. It's going to be picked up by Carey. Finds Doherty out to his left. Little touch in from Gillespie, looking for Campbell. Just couldn't find the right pass. Gillespie. Sheffield Wednesday can clear it forward. Stepping in is Bell to stop Sheffield Wednesday progressing down that right-hand side, but at the expense of a throw-in. Yeah. Coming up to 13 minutes gone, still goalless here at the Valley.
Yeah, and Sheffield Wednesday just grappled the game back away from us a little bit with those 2 shots on target, but that's just not being on the same wavelength there. I thought the Gillespie pass was actually the right pass into Campbell, but it was a bit flat-footed, wasn't expecting it.
Sheffield Wednesday go long. Kaminsky coming well out of his goal. Heads it to Burke, and does well to go past Ingleson, and then the long ball forward. Kelman adjudged to be offside, coming back from an offside position. So it's a free kick to Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, it was the right decision. He was just the wrong side, and Otegbayo was right to let that bounce and let Kelman try and attack it, because then he knew the flag would go up.
It's Otegbayo in possession again. Central position in his own half. Goes long, looking for the run of a mass. Not sure that'll have the right angle on it, as Kaminsky able to come out and claim. Kaminsky just drops the ball to his feet to judge what to do best with it, and gives it to Jones to his right. Jones looks to drill it forward, asking for Kelman to chase it, and Kelman does, and needed the attention of Horvath to come out of his box to get there before his centre half. 2 balls on the pitch, so the throw-in has to be retaken.
Yeah, the Kelman runs off the shoulder, just causing a few issues for that Sheffield Wednesday back line. There's a decent ball in behind as well, and Horvath was a good starting position, good goalkeeper in the end, about 20 yards out, cleared his lines.
Bree with the throw. Well advanced inside the Sheffield Wednesday half, goes backwards to Jones, and on halfway inside is Gillespie. Gillespie will swing it towards Kelman again. Oh dear. Do you know, I think if he'd have turned the other way, I think he'd have got to that.
Yeah.
I think he wasn't sure of the flight of the ball, Kelman, and it just went the wrong side of it.
Yeah, Max Lowe took his
through to the keeper.
Yeah, Max Lowe, the left side of centre half, took his eye off that, and so did Kelman. But the ball, I think Lowe thought the ball was going to drop on his left-hand shoulder, and it dropped inside on the right-hand shoulder. Half an opportunity, but it's very difficult when you're running through and you've got your back to it to twist and turn and get your eye on it and get the shot away. But like I said, that long ball causing 1 or 2 issues for Sheffield Wednesday.
We have it at the back now with Otegbayo. And in out of defence. Low to one side, Palmer the other. Goes up to Ingleson, who tries to guide it across to Lowe. Just gets there. Ball forwards over the head of Burke as well, and it's picked up by Brown. Brown turns inside. Got Bannon behind him. Bannon across to the right-hand side is Valerie. Further right. Palmer. Back inside to Valerie. Bannon wants it again in the centre circle. Favourite down here in these parts is Barry Bannon, as you can tell. Ball forward, cut out by Jones. Oh, he tried to find Kelman. A sharp pass, but it went beyond him. So Sheffield Wednesday have it again. Again, Otegbayo brings it forward. Out now to Lowe on the left. Ball forward to Ingleson. It's a good foot in from Burke, and he's won it back for Charlton. Carey brings it forward. Out to Campbell on the left. Campbell, will he take on Iorfa? Does so. Cuts inside. There's a little run here from Carey. Carey with a shot. Saved. And he might get another go. Carey! And he does! And he finishes superbly. Kept going with his run. The first shot saved. Maybe Horvath will think he should have held it.
Yeah, I have to say, I'm going to wax lyrical about the ball through from Campbell. He's not really known for that little slide rule pass down the side. Once he's got his 1v1, he's always looking to drive inside or outside and get a shot or a cross in. And he's allowed to drive inside past Iorfa, and there's a great run from Carey off the shoulder, and it's a delightful little side rule pass down off the inside shoulder, which allows Carey to get that first shot away. I agree with you, Tel. I think Horvath is going to be annoyed with himself that he's spilt that back out, but that gives Carey a wonderful opportunity. First strike with the left foot, second strike with the right foot, both on target. One is well saved, one finds the top corner, Charlton lead. Brilliant little move, excellent from Campbell, super from Carey.
The composure to keep going after the initial shot is what impressed me, because he was in a perfect position once the ball came back to him to slot it past Horvath, who was on the floor trying to recover from the earlier save. And Charlton take the lead here at the Valley.
Yeah.
And then Bell does superbly well to just tidy things up and gets the goal kick off of Lowe.
Yeah, I think what you want to see now, if you're Nathan Jones, is you've got your nose in front. You know you're really strong at home. Don't relax now. don't think we've got a little goal lead, let's just take our foot off the gas a little bit. I'd go completely opposite. If I was Nathan Jones, I'd be driving them on from the sideline. If I was Curtis Fleming, get up, get them going again, get a second goal. Because I think if you get a second here, it could open the floodgates. But at 1, just don't think a job's done. You know, go on, drive on and go and get a second.
Bree with a flicked header on. It's dealt with by Orfer, but it goes out of play for a Charlton throw on halfway on this right-hand side. Burke with it. Backwards to Jones. Uses Kaminsky inside the area. He's going to be under pressure from Brown. A little touch forward to Doherty. Looks to his right. Across to Burke. Just inside of him is Coventry. Instant ball forward. Look at that run of Kelman, and he's on the shoulder again. Odegbeye with a header. Bree hunting it down. Gets something on it, but he has to concede the throw.
It's working though. You know, even if it's just for territory. You know, even if Odegbeye gets there first, it's a nod down into an area where we can pressurise really quickly. And although the ball's gone out for Sheffield Wednesday throw, and it's deep into their defensive third, only what, 12, 15 yards up from the corner flag.
Good header from Burke from the Sheffield Wednesday throw. They clear it away though, and Jones will meet it. Valerie up in the air. Jones again comes forward and heads it again towards Kelman. Can't get there, but drops to Coventry. Little touch to Carey. Carey with Bree outside of him. Carey goes for the return on this right-hand side. Gets the cross in. Carey. It's picked up by Doherty. Can he get on the end of it? No, it's cleared away by Orfer before he can. It's a Charlton throw.
Yeah, but I like the way Doherty's on the move. Nicks in front of his man. A little bit unlucky.
Throw quickly taken. He was trying to set up Carey, but the clearance goes straight to Bree. Now again trying to set up Carey. Bannon steps in to win it back for Sheffield Wednesday. Sets the ball to the right-hand side, asking Palmer to chase. Palmer, ball down the line to Lowe. Into the box, Lowe back across. Ingleson with a touch. Couldn't guide it goalwards. And it'll be James Bree to clear it away. Kelman coming for it. And, almost got on the end of a mistake from Max Lowe. As it is, Lowe's back in possession. Ball in field. Takes a deflection off of Coventry. Sheffield Wednesday have it though with Valerie. Out to Jamal Lowe. Palmer out on the right-hand side with Lowe in support. Ball into the edge to Ingleson, but well read by Coventry. Finds Campbell. It looked like it might be a foul on Campbell, and the referee agrees. Charlton have a free kick. 20 minutes gone. Charlton have a goal lead.
Yeah. And they're good value for the lead. They've just had that one little minute spell where Sheffield Wednesday had a couple of shots in quick succession, but by and large it has been all Charlton, and it's been Charlton asking the questions of the Sheffield backline. Their build-up play, I think, in the defensive third is very controlled, very balanced. They use Doherty and Coventry dropping deep to do those little triangles to get wing-backs out. It's in the final third where we've had one or two moments where I'd say just Carey there, flat-footed when he was receiving. Campbell earlier from Gillespie's pass, flat-footed. Expect the ball at all times because we've got players. Carey's an exciting player when he's on the front foot. Campbell's the same. But just sometimes the ball goes into him and you're like, if you was alert there, if you was on the front foot, if you was light-footed, you'd give yourself another opportunity of a 1v1. And those two, when they are flying and on the front foot, they're very creative in those forward positions.
You're not missing anything. Campbell is up on his feet, but Iorfa, who was the other player in the sandwich between Campbell and Ingleson, has stayed down, holding his back, and physios are on looking after him at the minute, but he's now up on his feet, just holding the small of his back. And he's wincing, a bit like I do first thing in the morning, that is. And last thing at night, strange enough, and every hour in between.
After a 7-iron, that hasn't gone well.
Straight into the small of my back.
Yeah. But it's been a look. You've got your nose in front, and we know how strong we are at home, and there's always that slight chance that you lean on the fact you're so good at home and you've got the lead that you get the complacency creeps in. That's all I'd concentrate on if I was a player out there. Just don't take liberties, don't be complacent. You know, I think there's an opportunity here. Sheffield Wednesday are in a bad spot as a football club. A second goal before the break, I think, could put us in a very, very strong position to go and get a decent scoreline.
Well, we're back underway. Iorfa's on the sidelines, waiting to come back on as Coventry brings it forward after the free kick. He's got Jones in the centre. To his left is Gillespie. Out to Bell. Bell inside to Campbell, goes for the return, but that way was blocked a little bit, so Campbell comes back to Gillespie inside to Connor Coventry. Coventry lifts it forward, looking for Kelman. Headed away. Doherty couldn't get to the header. Bannon will touch it forward to Valerie in the centre circle. Coventry for company, goes backwards to Lowe, inside to Bannon once more, and now out to the right. Ball in the centre and Brown, little reverse ball to Ingleson to try to feed it into the run of Lowe into the box, and then didn't come off. Bell was in the way, and then Ingleson fouls Bell. Charlton have a free kick.
Yeah. He's certainly the Sheffield Wednesday midfielder that's looking to drive behind our back line or up against our back line, and he was well dealt with there by Burke. He didn't give him an inch, just made that little decent block challenge. But we look comfortable in possession. It's you know, this build-up play that we've got going between Burke, Jones, Gillespie, and then into Doherty and Coventry is great. The wing-backs get nice and advanced and high. It's the next phase. Like, we tend to go from here long, a couple of balls into midfield back. You know, I'd love to see one of the midfielders get on the ball, turn, and then that second ball through the lines into, say, Carey or Campbell coming in off the line. That'd be lovely to see.
Kaminsky's long, and then foul from Adebayo on Kelman, but nothing given, and they have possession back now. Sheffield with Lowe running towards the edge of the Charlton penalty area. Still Lowe tries to get the shot away, blocked by Jones. This could be a Sheffield Wednesday corner, and it is. Yeah. But it certainly looked like a foul on Kelman by Adebayo. It was just all over him. Saw nothing wrong with it. It's a corner.
Yeah.
And just after a word from Steve Brown, should be handing you over to Greg Stubbling for the rest of this first half.
Yeah, just looking down at the technical area, and Curtis Fleming and certainly Nathan Jones are making that point to the fourth official. They believe there should have been a free kick, Charlton, there. But now they've got to defend this corner.
Yeah, thank you, Tal. After 24, coming up to 25 minutes, Charlton 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0 was still the scoreline. It's a Sheffield Wednesday corner. Swung in by Bannon, headed away by Gillespie. Now the play it goes for Sheffield Wednesday throw.
He's nicked a couple of minutes there, hasn't he?
Yeah. Because I've been away a couple of weeks.
Yeah, he's taking advantage.
He's welcome to.
Can you imagine if he has a goal on 23 and a half? Oh, you'd be spewing, wouldn't you? Yeah. Anyway, throw him to defend.
We'll have words.
Yeah, throw him to defend.
Ingleson goes across to take. Referee's not happy with a bit of argy-bargy inside the 6-yard box. Kaminsky's involved. So is George Brown, who...
My George Brown's here today, actually.
I was going to say, yeah. For those who don't know, is the name of your son.
Yeah, he is, yeah, he's here today. They don't come often, my kids, and it's the first time I brought me here for a long time, 10, 15 years.
Well, he's playing up front. Ingleson takes the throw to Lowe. Back to Ingleson. Ingleson lone ball in the box is a dangerous one, and Jones slid in and got contact with it, and Kelman had to pick up the pieces to clear it away. As Wolvarth comes out of his goal, short to Bannon, goes back to the goalkeeper, has to go long. Gillespie with like an obvious push in the back of Lowe, which hasn't been given. Jamal Lowe, that was the Sheffield Wednesday striker. Instead it's a throw for the visitors.
I think it's those moments that Nathan Jones will want to look a little bit tidier in terms of, did that cross come in a bit too easy? Was that throwing all a bit too easy? Did that cross come across our 6-yard box all a bit too easy? And that's why I talk about this complacency. Do you think the job's done at 1-0? You shouldn't. I do think there's a great opportunity here for it to go on and get 2 and 3, but we've got to get hold of the ball again, and we've got to start progressing, keeping possession a bit better.
Coventry for Charlton wins the ball back. Carey tries to flick it on towards Campbell. Iorfa's there, and he's still struggling with that back injury.
Yeah, he's
just pulled up again.
He's coming off. It's actually a shame because there was a great opportunity there with one decent through ball. Campbell had taken up a superb position off the shoulder of the centre halves, and he was in acres of space, and if you just lifted it beyond the back three, he was certainly in for a 1v1, but we left it short, which is a bit criminal considering how much space was left behind that back line. Shame.
Yeah, Sheffield Wednesday are going to be forced into a change.
Yeah.
It's a squad that doesn't have a lot of options for obvious reasons as it is. So it'll be interesting to see what Henrik Pedersen decides to do. But yeah, opening 27 minutes, not been Charlton's prettiest of the season so far. They do have the goal courtesy of Sonny Carey after 16 minutes. His shot was initially saved by Horvath, straight back into the path of the Charlton man, who regained composure to finish with his right foot. 3 goals for him this season.
Top scorer now, no? Yeah, just overtaking Bree, but it kind of says where we are a little bit in terms of you've got a wing back with 2 and you're guy in the 10 role with 3, but there's more to come certainly from our strike force as the season unfolds. I think they're growing into the season, certainly a partnership developing. You know, Kelman, you know, it's obvious to the whole world, just needs a goal to kick-start, you know, but he's making some intelligent runs today. Just, you know, in terms of you need one to fall in position, you know, a little cross that gets a block that comes to your feet, you slide it in the bottom corner and you're away and running and the monkey's off your back, as they say. But everything's all right in terms of clean sheet. But I don't like how many opportunities we give in Sheffield Wednesday, and you know, it's in search of that second goal. Certainly don't leave yourself too open for them to break through the lines. You've got to get that balance right, but there is an opportunity here. This is a Sheffield Wednesday side that's certainly on the back foot.
Alpha's going to try and continue to play, but he's off for the 30 seconds. His play continues. Horvath goes long around the target, headed away by Gillespie, forward towards Campbell. Ball's headed down, and Doherty trying to find Campbell again. Adebayo's there as well as another Sheffield Wednesday player goes down holding his head. This time it's Jamal Lowe. The referee gives the 3 kick, which I didn't see what for, maybe an accidental arm in the face of Lowe.
I think he's given it on the reaction because he certainly wasn't aware of what happened there. You know, the referee's given that on the reaction of the player holding his face and going down. And as we well know, when you're fighting for possession of a ball and it's physical and your arm goes up in the air, you can catch somebody with a finger. You don't mean to do it, in the eye, you know. And I don't think personally there was much of a free kick there. It's just players fighting for a ball.
The free kick's taken. Horvath goes long. James heads it away. Valerie the header forward. Nice picks it up. Under pressure from Coventry, and Doherty clears it away, and Kelman will give chase to loose ball. Otakbayo for a loose header, comes back towards Kelman, who gets the chance hit for Charlton, but it's good recovery block. Otakbayo with it. Kelman's eyes lit up, sensing that first goal. He got the better of his man initially. The defender did well to get back and make the block in the end. Sheffield Wednesday have the throw.
Yeah, they're not easy to deal with as a recovering centre-half. It bounces up around your head. You know you can't get a little power on the header. You know it's going to fall short of your keeper. It's a horrible situation you find yourself in, where I will give the centre-half an enormous amount of credit. He never gave up on that, and it was a wonderful block in the end. I think that shot was going bottom corner. So great recovery from Otabayo.
Bell, loose ball inside. Coventry on a yellow card, doesn't want to commit to the challenge, and Sheffield Wednesday will look to counter as Bannon tries to switch it across towards Brown, but that's, as you can tell by the sarcastic cheers of the covered end, is a wayward ball.
So, sarcastic cheers and gestures. They really don't like him, do they?
Well, for those who might not know the history, when Charlton got relegated from the Championship in 2015-16 season, Barry Bannon did a tweet about saying #karma after Charlton fans initially didn't realise how seriously injured he was in the game here at the Valley, where I think it was Tariq Holmes-Dennis took the ball past him and then he got a serious injury off the back of it. So there's a little bit of history there. There's a little bit of history between Charlton and Sheffield Wednesday in general. There's Burke on the right-hand side for Charlton. Down the line towards Bree. Back inside to Burke. Lovely play from Charlton as Burke releases Carey on the right-hand side. Carey with a dangerous cross. Kelman couldn't quite get there. The ball goes across the 6-yard box.
There is a goal there for someone. It's a really good bit of link-up play down this right-hand side. Great third-man run from Carey. Super link-up Bree Burke. And it's a wicked cross. It's begging to be touched in across. It's a ball that comes right across the 6-yard line. Defence can't deal with it. Keeper can't come for it. Just needs a touch, and we just couldn't get anyone on the end of that. It's a wonderful move. Deserved a goal.
Well, Charlton will settle for the corner as the ball that did come in was cleared by, I think it was Liam Palmer. And James Bree goes across to take. Sheffield Wednesday with everyone back in the penalty area. Carey's towards the edge for Charlton. Murray Bell's further back as Bree swings it in. Decent looking delivery. As Iorfa got a touch to it, then Gillespie did. And it breaks nicely for Mass, who's held up well by Gillespie. Charlton do get bodies back. Wednesday do have bodies forward, and Mass with the ball across towards Palmer. Down the line to Jamal Lowe. Goes back to Iorfa, and Wednesday will start again.
Go back to that delivery again. It's on a sixpence every single time. We have players around it, and again, it just needs to fall kindly. Sheffield Wednesday panicking, ball drops down. I thought Carey could have pressed the edge of the box a little bit better there to go for the second phase.
Brown for loose touch, and Doherty, then Gillespie tried to get there. Low the ball back. Kelman gives chase, puts pressure on Valerie, who was fouled according to the referee as he broke away from the Charlton striker. Referee this afternoon, Tom Reeves. Sheffield Wednesday are going to make a change, and you suspect this is going to be Iorfa, who's been struggling with that back injury.
Number 6, Dominic Iorfa.
Here's Iorfa to make way. He's still struggling as he limps off to the side.
And replacing him is number 4, Sean Faziri.
Sean Faziri is on for Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, I think he's going to go into the wing-back position, and Liam Palmer, the wing-back's going to go in as right-sided centre-half. He's had a couple of games there recently. Palmer, yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Goes to show where they're at the moment, though. When you look at that back three, you've got Max Lowe, naturally a left-back stroke left wing-back. He's on the ball now as the free kick's taken inside to Valerie. Ball into the box. Amas gets there. Ball back towards the edge of the penalty area. Well headed away by Doherty, but still Sheffield Wednesday on the attack. And again, you can tell by the sarcastic cheers, it's a loose ball from Barry Bannon. Charlton throw.
It's a little bit loose sometimes. We're either really good with excellent moves and some decent runs, or it's a little bit loose. But it's, we're looking relatively comfortable.
Gillespie a long throw. Bell tries to get there as the ball's headed inside to Carey. Flicks it on. Bree will give chase. Mass is there. It's an awkward ball back to the goalkeeper. Campbell will apply pressures. Sheffield clears it. Awkwardly out of play. Charlton went for the throw. Bree tempted with a quick throw, but Burke's asking for a potential long throw, and they're going to leave it for Amari Bell to come over from left wing back to right.
Yeah, I'd absolutely do the same thing. I think it's important that we create opportunities in any way we can, and if there is,
it's quickly taken as Bree gets the ball from Bell down the line to Amari Bell, lays it off for Bree. First time ball's whipped in with pace, headed away. Lowe tries to get to the ball, and in the end, the referee's given a free kick as he feels Doherty just caught the Sheffield Wednesday man.
He might or might not have done it. It's a good spot from the referee if he did. But I like that little short throw in. It was worked back to Bree, and again, that delivery is right in the slot, right exactly where you want it delivered. We just can't get anyone to wriggle free and get away from a man and get on the end of these crosses. There's been some absolute delightful crosses into the Sheffield Wednesday box today, and we just haven't found a way to get on the end of them.
Anderson just tripped by Reece Burke. That one was a foul. Banner looks to take it quickly forward towards Lowe. And Lowe's on the side, is he? No. Kaminski just showed hesitation. He went to come for it and then stopped, and luckily for Charlton and the goalkeeper that Lowe was indeed offside.
Yeah, I always think as a goalkeeper, if your decision is you don't think you're going to make it, backpedal, because then they've still got to beat you. Whereas if you commit and they beat you, it's an open goal. So don't mind that from Kaminski. I don't like Lowe in acres of space though, running off down the channel. And it's just what I mean. I'm not being disrespectful when I say complacent. We've all been there. You've all been in a game where you think you're comfortable, and one goal is never quite enough. It's just a lack of concentration in one moment, and they're back level, and it'll give them a right good leg up. Because I look at the Sheffield Wednesday team. They are there to be broken and beaten. But we've got to go on and get this second goal, which I think would see them break.
Bell inside to Jones. Burke turns and beyond Bannon. There's a loose ball inside to Doherty. And Sheffield Wednesday pick up the ball with Barry Bannon on left-hand side. Looks for a potential cross, and it's a decent-looking one. Just puts a little bit too much on it for Jamal Lowe still gives chase as Murray Bell comes over to the corner flag, and Lowe's kept it in for Sheffield Wednesday. Ball in the box is straight at Kaminsky. Bannon throws his arms up in frustration because Lowe did the hard part.
Oh, it was actually a fantastic ball. We talk about deliveries into the box from Charlton players. That was equally as delightful, but they had one player to hit in low, and it's very, we have multiple players in boxes to get on the end of crosses. They had the one. He's done ever so well to keep that in.
Kaminsky's ball forward was flicked on by Adebayo. Campbell couldn't quite get there. And the ball was deflected to Sheffield Wednesday. Keep possession. Fusire, the substitute, up towards Lowe. Goes down to the ground. Gillespie with the challenge. And now Kelman pushing the back. Perhaps Kelman. Nice ball out to left-hand side. Finds Campbell. Campbell goes beyond his man. Low cross takes the deflection and falls nicely for Horvath.
Just not quite linking up quick. I mean, Carey made a great run off the shoulder, and the first time ball would have found him spare at the far post, and the touch delayed it. Carey made another run, and all those angles went, and the space went. But yeah, if we can just be a little bit brighter in that final third, a little bit sharper, a little bit quicker in our anticipation and in delivery, we're certainly going to go on and get a second. There are going to be opportunities across this, well, what is there, 45, 50 odd minutes left. Certainly opportunities to go and get a second.
Anderson falls to the floor, and this time the referee's not buying it. Charlton will play on. Coventry just wanted some options. Charlton just a little bit flat at times in possession off the ball. Gillespie to the left to Bell. Inside is Campbell. Back to Amari Bell. Further back is Gillespie as we play 39.5 minutes. Still Charlton 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Jones, long ball. Bree the target. Mass heads it up in the air. Comes down to Burke. Heads it down to Bree again. Back to Sonny Carey. Carey lofted ball in, looking for Amari Bell. Made a decent run. It's a decent ball in from Carey. I think that came off Palmer, but the decision's been given.
Tough one to spot, but I like the fact that Bell's attacked it. Campbell's sort of stayed left. He's gone on the inside channel of Campbell to attack it, and I quite like that. Bell's going to be better in the air than Tyrese Campbell for sure, but the ball was just a fraction, and I mean a fraction behind him as he went to attack it. But I like the run, and we know Bree's going to deliver. It was Bree, wasn't it?
Carey.
It was Carey. Okay. Well, decent ball in.
Horvath with the ball forward. Jones can't get there as Brown gets a touch to it. Controls and down to Fusire. Jones collided into Brown there. Referee plays on. There's Bannon. To left to Amas. Cuts inside as James Bree follows him all the way. Right to the left is Bannon again. Ball down the line. It's awkward for Reece Burke, who gets a touch to it. Then Gillespie, but they can only combine to put out play for Sheffield Wednesday throw. Brown falls to the floor after being dragged down by Gillespie as the ball went out of play. A word from the referee to Brown for his reaction to that. Ingleson comes across for the long throw.
Oh, we've got a bit of shenanigans.
Coventry and Valerie get each other's faces, and Coventry's just got to be careful. He's on a yellow card.
It's getting a little bit touchy out there, because I don't think Gillespie needed to do what he just did there in that left-hand corner. I'm looking at the replay. Yeah, I thought it was an unnecessary. It could have been a free kick, in fact, but it's getting a little bit touchy.
Yeah, I can sense a little bit of tension in the air as well from the Valley faithful. They know that this hasn't been the best Charlton 45 we've seen, or 31 coming up 42 minutes we've seen so far this season. Charlton do have the lead though, as Ingleson with the throw in. Headed up in the air by Gillespie, Valerie down. Gillespie clears it away just as it works it out to Lowe. Lowe ball in towards Bannon's beyond him, and Burke shaped to clear initially, but dummied and just allowed Charlton players to get forward.
Shame. That knockdown was falling to Campbell and to Carey, and it's hit the Sheffield Wednesday player and has stopped them to picking up, and they were prime time to be picked off if we'd have picked up that knockdown.
Horvath goes long. Jones with a free header, which is wayward. Comes to Max Lowe. Ball down the line. Looking for Ingleson. It's a brilliant sliding challenge from Reece Burke. Maybe a little bit of after Ingleson went down a little bit easily just now. Those two had a couple of words to each other. So again, an example of the tension just building.
It's a good challenge.
Go across the throw.
It was a good challenge. It was well timed, but it does give Sheffield Wednesday an opportunity, and Ingleson in particular, to launch this ball. This is middle of 6. This is going.
There's not even adjacent to penalty areas. Ingleson throws it in. It's high. It's a decent throw in as Jones heads it away initially. Charlton again struggling to get that second ball at the moment. Low diagonal ball looking for Ingleson. It's over his head. Bree goes across just to make sure. Ball goes out of play for Charlton throws. We play 43.5 minutes. Charlton 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0.
Yeah. And again, I know I've said it already, but the goal advantage is great. Clean sheet is super. But it just, at one goal, those long throw-ins, it just got to fall down, hasn't it? You make a challenge, it falls to their guy, not ours, and he pops it in the back of the net, and that's what you're open to whilst it's 1-0. They'll still continue to think they're in the game, Sheffield Wednesday, but at 2-0, with the thinness of the squad, some inexperienced players out there, I think if we were to get a second, it does then break their spirits a little bit.
Murray Bell, the ball forward. It comes down to Carey, heads it on. Palmer clears it away up towards Brown. Touches it down to Valerie. And to the right is Fisure. Back inside to Palmer. Sheffield Wednesday retain possession. Bannon over the left-hand side, looks to drive past Coventry. It's a wayward ball from Bannon straight to Campbell. Campbell ball awkwardly in towards Kelman. Did want to initially turn, but didn't have anywhere to turn.
He's gone back into where all the pressure is, though. I don't get it. He's received in open space, Tyrese Campbell, and has come back inside and played a ball into where there's 8 players. You've got to look to turn and get Amari Bell in there and stretch the game and open up. It's way too tight.
Okay, it's just been tripped unnecessarily by Jamal Lowes. The ball was headed down by Amass on the right-hand side for Charlton's attack. 4 added minutes at the end of this first half. Charlton have a good opportunity to try and get a second and a half where they've not been at their best. They have the lead. Bree is the man who's come across, and we've already seen signs of his capabilities from set pieces since arriving on loan from Southampton. He's got another opportunity here as Gillespie ventures forward, as does Lloyd Jones. Reece Burke's also in there. Bree prepares to take, swings it in. Decent looking delivery, there's a header, and it's a goal for Charlton. And it's Reece Burke.
Delivery's a joke. It's a joke. You won't see any better delivery in the Premier League this weekend, I'm telling you. You might, but I bet me a pound you wouldn't. That is an absolute joke of a delivery, begging to be met. And I said, we just haven't matched the delivery with a run and got away from our man. And on this occasion, Burke has gone off the shoulder, got away from his man, and because of the quality of the delivery, it is simply a header from no more than 5 yards out. Keeper cannot come for this. It's too good in terms of delivery. It's dropping in an area the keeper cannot come. Burke off the shoulder away from his man, 2-0.
Reece Burke's first Charlton goal just before half-time. And as Brownie said, a wonderful ball in from James Bree. Another contribution in a Charlton shirt for him. Burke just had to get across his man. He did so with ease and finds the back of the net.
I did say, I mean, Keith Peacock used to say, and I'm going back into the mid-90s here, you always need a decent set-piece taker because there were 15 goals across the season. And it's no different than it is now. You have someone with the quality of delivery of James Bree, you've just upped your goal ratio by, what, 10, 15 a year, just off the back of the quality and consistency of the delivery.
Game is back underway. Banner with a loose pass, and Charlton look to attack as Carey brings the ball forward. He's got Bree making a run further forward. He's just been held up, Sonny Carey. Cuts back inside. Carey with the shot over the bar. And that's a man in confidence.
It is, but he's missed a trick. There's a brilliant run down this right-hand side from Bree. He's got the wrong side of Harry Amass, the youngster playing at wing-back. And if he slides him in, it's a great turn, and there's a moment where he turns, or where he opens up the right-hand side and Bree is in, and he doesn't look up. he gets his head down to concentrate on the ball, and his first touch takes him forward, and then the avenue is shut off. So there was a moment there with a little bit more vision. He could have played in Bree, and he would have had a little 1v1 down this right-hand side.
After the goal kick, there's a long Gillespie with a header forward. Lowe gets something to it up towards his namesake Jamal Lowe. There's Valerie out to the right for Sure. Down the line to Ingleson. Sure's there again, back inside to Valerie. Up to that man Bannon. Chavez are just trying to keep a bit of possession before the end of the half. Ball's out on the left-hand side. Max Lowe under pressure from Kelman, drives inside. Goes back to Palmer. He's under pressure from Tyrese Campbell. This time Carey with a bit of pressure, works it all the way back Sheffield Wednesday to their goalkeeper. And clears it forward, Brown the target. Gillespie wins that header. He's headed down. Doherty tries to get there but can't do so as it comes to Max Lowe. Looks a long switch of play. It's a decent idea. Can Bannon get there? Nope, because Macaulay Gillespie's there for Charlton.
Well, he can get there, but it's a physical mismatch, and it's a very simple little nudge between Gillespie, shoulder to shoulder on Bannon, out for a throw-in, and there's the half-time whistle.
There indeed is the half-time whistle after 45 minutes here at the Valley. It's Charlton 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Goals courtesy of Sonny Carey, his third championship goal of the season for the Addicts after 16 minutes when he was found by Tyrese Campbell. His initial shot was saved, Ethan Horvath in the Sheffield Wednesday goal, but it deflected back to the former Blackpool man. Managed to regain his composure and find the top corner. And then just before half-time, Reece Burke got his first Charlton goal. A wonderful wicked ball in from James Bree, finding the centre-half, got across his man to head home to give Charlton a 2-0 cushion at half-time. And your thoughts, Steve Brown, on that first 45 minutes?
Yeah, job well done in the end. And I think there is another gear for Charlton to go into if they want to, or if they can find it, they'll go on and win this game comfortably, 3-4. The second goal gives us that little cushion that I've been asking for. But if you're Nathan Jones going down that tunnel, you are over moon with the scoreline. But I think he'll demand more from the team second half, and he'll want to drive this one home. I think he'll understand there's an opportunity for the home side here to go 3-4. We're kicking towards the covered end, which is always favourable for us. And I do think if he gets a little 10% increase in quality in the final third, there is a 3rd and 4th for us here.
Well, we've got a treat for you here at half-time as well. It's time to watch Steve Brown slice a few as we take a look at the Ex-Players Association.
I didn't play
Golf
particularly well that day, I have to say. I've been better since.
And we'll go for a little break while you do so.
You know, I knew Charlton fans and the sponsors, you know, would get around the ex-players. And it is important. I mean, I'm proud of what Brownie and Liz have done so far. And this is just the beginning.
Yeah, I've walked in today and it's a bit overwhelming, if I'm honest. It's a bit humbling and it's a bit overwhelming, but yeah, the support for both events has been superb.
The players obviously give us a lot of enjoyment during their playing years, but you know, it's a short career, and you know, it's good to, you know, continue to see them and give something back.
Yeah, we've been Charlton fans all our lives and everything. Been fortunate enough to meet a few of the players. Yeah, so an opportunity came up and we wanted to do it really.
Yeah, I've had a great day. These events, they're special, you know. Well, Curbs was on my team, so it was good to catch up with him and listen to his stories. I just think it just speaks volumes of the club, you know. I think whatever Charlton do, they do it right, and they try and help people out. This is what they do, and they do it really well.
prestigious academy, which produces a conveyor belt of talent for us here at Charlton Athletic.
Well, welcome back to the Valley here on Charlton TV. At half-time, Charlton 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Goals from Sonny Carey after 16 minutes, and Reece Burke with his first Charlton goal after 45. I'm joined by myself, Greg Stubley. To my left is Terry Smith, who'll be taking over after 70 minutes this afternoon.
Yeah, 72. Give him the last 18.
To my right.
So selfish.
To my right is our good friend Steve Brown. Brownie, we were talking about Sonny Carey briefly in the first half about his goal-scoring record this season. Top goal scorer now for Charlton, but also looking at what he did at the back end of last season for Blackpool, where he went on a fantastic goal-scoring run, got into double figures for them, and he's continued that into the Championship. You look at the business we've done this summer. At this moment in time, it's hard to pinpoint a really good signing. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Pinpoint our best signing. But certainly when you look at what Sonny Carey's contributed so far, that's one that maybe at the start of the season that went a little bit under the radar. Certainly not the case now.
No. And look, let's be really honest about recruitment. You do your homework, and it's not done overnight. This isn't most aspects of recruitment are done over many months, and they're pinpointed. You get an idea of who you want, you go and watch, and then you filter it down into your main targets. When they come in this building, that's just a bit of the job done. The rest of the job is how they perform, what's it like playing in front of the Valley crowd, if they're under pressure, if they're enjoying their game, what do they look like when they're full of confidence. All those things are kind of unmeasurable until they get here. And so there are going to be players that you think, okay, there's 50-50 on that one, and they just hit the ground running and they're way better than you think. There are others that take their time to settle in, to get used to the area, the family doesn't settle in well, etc., etc. There's many factors, and they don't start so well. And you're never quite sure, but you hedge your bets with, in terms of statistics and doing your groundwork, your homework, your due diligence on their background checks, etc., etc. But Sonny Carey is certainly one where, even if you take away the goals, and Championship goals are hard to come by, so from an attacking midfielder's position, he is doing spectacularly well. But the energy, the work rate, the shutting down, the pressure he applies in the final third is absolutely magnificent. And the fact he's adding goals to his game as well, it starts to look like a canny bit of business.
Well, both sides are back out for the second half. You join us on Charlton TV, sponsored by NordVPN. Charlton shooting towards the covered end.
I mean, you could extend that to the lone sign of the break. Apter's come in the building and he looked good. Apter in the early days. You're thinking this guy's got a delivery.
Of the month, didn't he?
Absolutely got this guy's got, and we signed Bree because there's an opportunity to do so. And then you just look at this delivery is absolutely going to get you goals in the first team. And he's scored more. I think he scored 2 here already, and I think he'd scored 4 previously in something like 250 games. You can't call that.
We are back underway for this second half. Charlton long ball forward and eventually cleared by Sheffield Wednesday, win the throw. No changes for either side. Charlton do have Ramsey, Berry, Leeburn, Alafe, Rankin, Costello, Hernandez, Apter and Nibbs from an outfield point of view. Will Mannion's also there from a goalkeeping point of view. As Brown inside to Namas, as well to find Bannon, forward to Ingleson. Ball down the line's a decent one for Lowe. Opportunity to attack the Charlton defence early in the second half. Ball in the boxes, come off Burke. And Bree will clear forward, only as far as Max Lowe brings it forward. Heavy touch, which invites the challenge from Bree, and he wins it back for Charlton. Forward towards Carey, just sold him short, as Ingleson did well to come back to win that ball and just stop a counter-attack, as Carey had 10 yards or so of space ahead of him.
He's left a pass short, hasn't he, Bree, and he knows it. He's disappointed in himself because there is 25-30 yards to attack and that back line will drop. There was certainly a very good counter-attacking opportunity if the pass was right.
Switched over. Fasiri is there. Challenge comes in from Belt as well to win the ball. Murray Belt. Been pulled back by Fasiri. Referee plays on as Bell stays on his feet. Back to Gillespie. Exchanges passes with Doherty. Gillespie inside to Jones. Burke, who can go back to Kaminski. To left to Gillespie. Look for the Low ball forward towards Bell, comes off Ingleson, Charlton with the throw.
Yeah, inviting pressure. And to be fair to Sheffield Wednesday, 2, 4, 6 players in our half looking to apply the pressure and put the press on. Thought we could have bypassed it then, maybe look to go long in behind the right-sided wing-back and down the side of their back three.
Gillespie the throw forward. Valerie heads it on, headed away by Lowe. Charlton throw again, Amari Bell across to take.
Just give me a moment to tidy up that James Bree stat. 2 goals in the last 3 games after scoring 4 in 298 senior appearances. I knew I had it somewhere.
As Brown wins the ball back for Sheffield Wednesday. Ingleson goes on a run. Not been pulled back by Doherty, and it's not been spotted by the referee. As Kaminski goes long. Palmer will let this ball bounce, and that allows Kelman to give chase as Palmer awkward ball back to the goalkeeper on the 6-yard box, who did well initially to control it. Now Lowe looks to go beyond Burke as well to work it inside to Amas. Trying to get back as Amas turns. Backwards to Bannon, and now Valerie. He's got Vasuri on the right hand side. Palmer's behind him. Palmer with the ball in the box, just has been flicked on and cleared away by Bree. There's Campbell, can't quite get there, headed forward. And Doherty first to it for Charlton. The ball comes down to Coventry, heads it to the left to Kelman. Can't get under control, comes off his arm, but referee plays on. There's Palmer. Inside to Valerie. Valerie looks forward. Kucanic comes in for Doherty, and now Kelman picks it up for Charlton. Kelman goes on a run. Out to left to Tyrese Campbell. Looked as if he was coming back onside. No, he didn't quite time it. Lowe was trying to play him off.
Yeah, you might not see on the screen, but the left-sided centre half was just a little bit deeper than the rest. I just wondered if he was playing him on.
Low.
Yeah, it was Low actually that had just dropped a fractionally deeper, but it was a, linesman was in a great spot.
For Zero on the right hand side, cuts inside Bell and goes on a run. Murray Bell is there for Charlton to win it back and forward towards Carey. Carey.
First time round the corner to Kelman.
Carey the ball forward towards Campbell. It's a wonderful ball from Sonny Carey. Campbell on the foot race to the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper slides and just about gets there.
Yeah, it's easy here. It really is quite simple because you've got the whole field of play, in terms of what we see. But if Carey had just had a look over his left-hand shoulder as it came into me, he had that little right foot curler first time round the corner, and there was not a Sheffield Wednesday defender goal side or within 20 yards of Kelman. They took an almighty risk there, Sheffield.
23,009 inside here at the Valley this afternoon. Superb attendance yet again. Hopefully those numbers will continue to rise as Bell flicks it forward. Header up in the air. Doherty first to it for Charlton. Campbell and Kelman just a little bit stationary. The ball comes down to Carey, takes a touch. Carey with a shot, and that's with a good block. Bree back to Burke. Charlton trying to get that third. Coventry forward to Burke, who's got time to turn. Reece Burke out to Bree. First time ball in is a dangerous one, and Horvath had to hold on. Did so.
Yeah, if you're being ultra picky, we've got 2 players at the back post, both making the same run. Could one of them recognise and give the... So if you're the back man, you shout the front man to go near. So if you're Kelman, you give Campbell a little shout, I'm here, drive at the near post, and maybe you get on the end of that.
Kelman, lovely turn inside by Charlie Kelman. Looks up, he's got runners ahead. One of them is Carey, tried to find him. Hits Bannon, claims of handball not given. And Bannon continues with the ball. Out to the left-hand side is Lowe. Decent ball in towards the far post. Ingleson with the header, which goes on the roof of the net.
Yeah, you don't want Ingleson really having to... you don't want Connor Coventry having to deal with Ingleson aerially. That's just half an opportunity, and it's a good counter-attack, and it's come from us giving the ball away in a really promising position. It's not the worst delivery in the world. It's well attacked by Ingleson, and all Connor Coventry can do as you're backpedaling is use your body to make it difficult for Ingleson coming over the top. He did that, and that was enough just to make Ingleson head the ball up and not down. Otherwise, it would be 2-1.
Encouragement, though, for Sheffield Wednesday. Well, Charlton have had a couple of moments in this second half. Sheffield Wednesday themselves are still showing a bit of fight.
Yeah, I think the concern is that we were in a very good position. Like really, it was an excellent turn from Kelman, and then the ball was on down the side. Unfortunately, he hit it straight into the midriff of Bannon.
Just taking his time with the throw, throws inside to Carey. His header doesn't quite work out. Carey gets the ball again, flicks it inside as Ingleson controls, and gives it straight to Connor Coventry, reads it well. Coventry, nice little layoff for Bree. Bree forward towards Carey. Sonny Carey takes a touch onto his left foot. Carey strikes and saved by the goalkeeper. And Carey couldn't quite get to the second ball as he did his goal earlier. Every time Carey picks up the ball, it looks like he's going to do something with it for Charlton in that final third.
Yeah, but that was a lovely read from Coventry, wasn't it? Stepped into play, intercepted, and then a lovely little pass through. Excellent shift from right to left from Carey to get the shot away. It's straight down the throat of Horvath, but it's a good opportunity. Just lifted the crowd, hasn't it, in the atmosphere, which was, I think, needed. It was just getting a little bit flat.
It was nice football from Charlton. All started from that interception from Coventry. Carey initially wanted to shoot with his right, felt that was blocked. He's capable of striking with his left, but it was maybe a little bit too close to the goalkeeper. Sheffield Wednesday clear the ball out of play, but it falls nicely for Charlton throwers. Amari Bell can advance forward.
I think there's an opportunity here for Nathan Jones as well. If a third was to go in, you can start bringing players on and off and resting ones, because we have got a really tough game Tuesday night. He might do it anyway, you know, the front two. He might have a little look at the front two here, give him a little rest, bring on.
Well, there's players as well who've just not had any real competitive minutes. Joe Rankin Costello.
Yeah, another one. But I think he'll wait for a third before he does that. But I just wonder if there's an opportunity to just add a little fresh legs in there. If I'm sat on the bench now, and I'm an attacking-minded player, I think there's a goal here for me. Get me on, give me half hour. I reckon I can put one in the back of the net for you, boss.
Could see a debut from Hernandez as well. And certainly a couple of players.
But you don't want to do it at 2. If it suddenly went 2-1 after you made 3 changes, it can backfire on you. So I think he'll wait for it, and see if we get a third.
Coventry down to Bell. Bell can advance forward. Campbell's on the left-hand side, but Amari Bell still with it for Charlton. It's a great run from Amari Bell. Finds Campbell on the left-hand side. Campbell cuts back inside. Looks for a shooting opportunity. He's been dragged wide. Has to go all the way back to Coventry. Coventry, little ball inside to Carey. Does well to hold off Low. Still forced out wide as Burke back inside to Carey. Lays it off for Bree. Bree, chip ball down the line. Carey gives chase. Low's across, and Low's strong enough to deal with that. Ball knows how to play for a goal kick.
I think it's the wrong choice of pass from Bree, but it's at least allows you to pressurise. I think Low's done incredibly well there, using his body to keep that ball wrong side of Carey and out for a goal kick.
With the goal kick, 54, coming up to 55 minutes played. Charlton 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0, still the scoreline. There's a mass on the left-hand side, forced infield by Bree. Looks forward towards Bannon, but that's been picked up by Carey. To the right to Kelman. Kelman cuts inside, goes all the way back to Burke. In turn finds Jones, and Jones in the centre circle, short to Coventry. The pressure from Bannon, takes no chances and goes all the way back to Kaminski. To the left is Gillespie. Gillespie ball down the line. Kelman will give chase. And Palmer has a decision to make. Kelman's got there for Charlton, hasn't got a touch to the ball. Might have got a final touch off the centre half, and hasn't. Bayo was there.
Listen, he's nearly turned a long, hopeful ball into a great pass. He just didn't take that first touch and control it, and then he could have waited for support, Kelman. He put his right foot up, missed it, and that just allowed Sheffield Wednesday to deal with it.
Jones wins the ball back for Charlton. Lovely touch from Carey. Finds Coventry. Early cross looking towards Campbell, but goalkeeper's starting position was towards the edge of the penalty area, and he collects easily. It's Valerie forward to Ingleson. Gillespie close by as Ingleson holds it up nicely, and across to Max Lowe. To the left is Bannon. Inside to Jamal Lowe. Nice stretching for the ball, does well to retrieve it. Looks to the left-hand side and Bannon. Back to Lowe again as Charlton get bodies behind the ball. Switched over to Palmer, difficult one to control as it's fizzed at him, down the line to Lowe. Out to the right to Vasure. Touch from Palmer, looks for Brown and he's tripped. Sheffield Wednesday, free kick.
And this is the problem. You just give a little bit of a half open door for Sheffield Wednesday to step through, and this game can change in an instant if they find the back of the net.
There's Doherty with the foul on Brown. He's given a tough task up top today, Brown. Bannon prepares to take the free kick. Two-man Charlton, Warwin, Carey and Campbell. Every other Charlton player is inside that penalty area. Bannon drills it and it's comfortable for Thomas Kaminski.
Yeah, it was neither a shot nor a cross. You can't get on the end of that, it's too high, and it's not going to be Kaminski from there. So you want it a fraction lower for one of your players to attack it, or you want to start it outside that right-hand post as a shot. It was neither. Comfortable take for the keeper.
Breeze ball's deflected in the path of Doherty. Looks to go down the line and Max Lowe reads that. Charlton is very close to getting that final ball to set someone through at the moment, just not quite happening.
That's what I mean. Are we due a little freshen up? Just a little bit, you know. No one's playing poorly, but I just think, you know, a different perspective out on the pitch, different players making different runs, offering different attributes. Maybe it's just time just to try and freshen up a little bit.
Mario Bell passed it forward and was grabbed by it for Sure, which is why the Charlton fans weren't happy a free kick wasn't given. Tokyo takes a chance and a little nudge from Kelman's enough for the free kick.
Yes. Soft.
And Charlton are going to make at least one change, two changes incoming in Lieben and Alafe.
Yeah,
so double switch up top. You suspect as Bannon drills the ball towards the far post for Sure, the header, but it's comfortable for Kaminski.
Yeah, let's not forget we've got to, you know, you've got to take care of this result first. That's obvious, but there is a very tough away game coming up and another one next Saturday. So if you can look after one or two of the players, I think it would be prudent to do so.
Down with a late challenge on Burke. Burke is not happy about that. Well, here come the Charlton changes. Miles Lieben and Tanto Alafe are coming on. Tyrese Campbell,
Substitution for the Addicts,
who's been featuring for Jamaica during the week, during the international break.
Tyrese Campbell.
He's the first to make way, and Charlie Kelman.
That's another very good point, actually. We've had 4 players in that squad. I think it kicked off at 1 o'clock, didn't it? 1 a.m. All that travelling. That has to be factored into the performance today.
Opportunity for Tanto Alafe to impress as he has done off the bench. Lieben as well, two physical options for Charlton up top now.
I'm no striker, but if I was coming on in this game looking at the first 60 minutes, I'd be fancying myself for a goal, and I'd give everything for the next 30 plus add-ons to terrorise that back line.
Kaminski with the free kick towards Lieben, and flicks it on, cleared away. Lower the ball forward, Ingelsson gets to it. There's a foot race between him and Gillespie. Ingelsson gets there, Gillespie trying to get back, Ingelsson with the ball in, and Kaminski can gather. Gillespie did well to get back and at least apply pressure.
Yeah. Listen,
on Ingelsson.
You just can't go to ground at that point. There was a horrible moment there. I thought Gillespie was going to try and slide, and you just can't do that in those moments. You've got to go toe to toe, stay as shoulder to shoulder as you can and apply pressure, and he did that really well.
Comes with the ball forward. Lieben can't keep that in play. As Wednesday with the throw. 61 minutes played. Charlton 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Over the long throw forward. Brown helps it on. Gillespie's there to clear it forward. Lieben with a good flick. Alafe will pick it up for Charlton. Bree on the overlap. Alafe turns into space and then closed down quickly by Amas after that. Lafay slides in but catches the Sheffield Wednesday left wing back.
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously a lot closer than we are, but we've had a little benefit of a replay. That's, yeah, I thought it was a half-decent challenge, to be fair.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's official attendance here
Valerie
at the
brings the ball forward. Doherty tries to get back. Valerie turns. Bannon. Bannon to the left is Valerie again. Inside to Barry Bannon once more. Changes passes with Amas and now finds Max Lowe, can bring the ball forward. Ingleson, nice little touch, finds Lowe, works half a yard of space. The shot comes in, blocked by Jones. Fasure picks it up again. Ball back to Palmer. Leaves it for Fasure. Inside is Valerie. The ball in's a dangerous one and Lloyd Jones has to clear it away. And they play for a Sheffield Wednesday throw.
Yeah, I mean, they have got nothing to lose, have they? You know, they can risk bodies in the opponent's box and they can try and pressurise high up because they've got to find a way to get back into this game. But you know, I think we are very good at getting back into a defensive shape on the transition out of possession. So we're a tough nut to crack in that respect.
Ingleson to take the throw. Towards the near post, Gillespie wins the initial header, comes back to Ingleson, ball in the box, headed away this time by Doherty. Suri picks it up. Out to the left is Amas. Out to the left again for Suri. Now Valerie. Allen's further back. Not a lot of options ahead of him, so has to go back to the left-hand side. And Valerie, low with the ball forward, comes off Coventry. Just struggling to get on the ball at the moment as Amas. Ball into the box is cleared away by Lloyd Jones. Charlton won a free kick. Referee gives the throw instead.
Yeah, I think if I was Chantal Lafay, can he find it? I don't think he needs to drop that deep. I think Lieburn pushes as high up the pitch as he can on the halfway line. We use him to hit to feet if there's a turnover. But can Lafay play between the back line and midfield in front of that back line and Miles Lieburn rather than go flat alongside? So we could maybe hit him to feet because we know if we can, he's a good driver with the ball. But it can go up to Miles, back to Lafay or into Lafay straight away. But for me, he's dropping a little bit too defensive.
Go forward towards Ingleson. Gillespie's tight. Gets a touch to the ball. It's Bannon out to the left-hand side as Lowe. Max Lowe for Sheffield Wednesday. Inside to Jamal Lowe. Works a bit of space. Lowe, left-hand side, goes for goal. Harmlessly over the bar. Again, Charlton just haven't really had a lot in the last 5 minutes or so.
Sorry, Greg. Yeah, it's a good spell for the away side. So, you know, they're going to have a spell in both halves, which they had in the first half. They got 2 shots away inside a couple of minutes, so they were the 2 shots on target. They're having a good 5-minute spell here, you know. But we are restricting to shots on the angle from distance, crosses out wide. So you know, we know we're a tough nut to crack defensively. We just need to just make the adjustments from the substitutions and start getting our foot back on the ball and keep possession for a bit longer to allow us to progress into the Sheffield Wednesday half and take the pressure off.
Let's go with the goal kick. Valerie heads it up in the air. Coventry forward. This time Jamal Lowe, the header. Ingleson barges Greg Doherty over. Charlton free kick.
It's all a bit congested as well at the moment. It's a little bit tight in the centre of the pitch. Can we find a way to stretch the game a little bit, whether that be depth in behind or with a little bit of width?
Sheffield Wednesday going to make a double change. Svante Ingleson is the first to make way.
Find that curious.
And coming onto the pitch, number 11, Ike Ugbo.
Ike Ugbo is the first to be introduced, and the other man is Bailey Kidamartri.
And the second substitution for Wednesday coming off the pitch, number 29.
He's on for George Brown.
Yeah, he's found it difficult today.
And coming off, number 18. Sorry, coming off 29, George Brown. Coming on, number 18, Bailey Kidamartri.
Kaminsky with the free kick, and Charlton will send bodies forward for this. It's near the halfway line. Kaminsky also has McCauley Gillespie to his left, just outside the centre circle. Kaminsky it is to take. Lofts it towards the edge of penalty area. Lieburn flicks it down. And there's confusion in the back line as the ball's cleared out to the left-hand side. Bell picks it up. Behind him is Doherty. Doherty, ball into the box, and Lafay couldn't quite get there. It's a decent ball in from Doherty, just lacked an attacker.
Clever little ball, but there was a little line squeeze from Sheffield Wednesday, and so all the Charlton players' weight was on the wrong side, and as that ball come in, they couldn't transfer their weight quick enough onto the front foot, which is a shame, because that was a lovely little intelligent ball from Doherty, middle of the six, just needed someone on the end of it.
Slow under pressure from Carey. Works it over to Bannon on the left-hand side. Bannon down the line to Amass. Amass held up by Coventry. And to left to Bannon. Back inside to Max Lowe. Now Valerie. So move the ball out to left-hand side. I'm sure Bannon won't appreciate that. As Ugbo forward deflects off Lloyd Jones. Sheffield Wednesday will have the throw.
So that position Tanto Alafe is in now is where I'd tell him to sit. Doesn't need to go back anymore. I have confidence in my structure behind the ball that he doesn't need to go any further back than that. Can we find him once we win possession?
Archery works it over to Amass, and Bannon back inside to Valerie. Valerie's got Palmer on the right-hand side in space, and Palmer has options in the penalty area if he wants to use them. Instead goes down the line to Fusure. Down the line too. Palmer continues to run. Palmer doesn't get his cross quite right. Burke heads it away, and with that, we'll hand you over to Terry Smith to lead commentate the rest second half.
Yeah, it's a good spell for Sheffield. They're asking questions, but again, we're pretty good out of shape in sending oppositions into where we're strong and they're not as strong. So we have got a wonderful setup out of possession.
Thank you, Greg. As Sheffield Wednesday have the throw, it's back with Fusire. Ball into the box, looking for Cadamartri. So across comes Carey. Snaps in, and the challenge has to concede another throw though, and Sheffield Wednesday just getting the upper hand in the last couple of minutes here as Fusure gets it from the throw as well. Little ball into the box. Bannon, corner of the box, ties up Fusire again with a shot, so it's off the post, and then an easy tap in for Lowe. And Sheffield Wednesday do have one back.
Yeah, and that makes life very, very interesting. It has been coming, in fairness. We have dropped deeper and deeper, and we've invited pressure a little bit. And I always question blocks at the edge of the box. You know, could we be a little bit braver? Could we really throw ourselves in front of that shot? I always ask that question. It's not just today. Whenever I see a shot from distance, could we do more to narrow the angle? Could we have laid flat in front of it? And I think the answer today is yes, we could. They've had a little bit of luck. Cannoned off the post, hit the keeper and cushioned right into the path of the centre forward, and now we've got a little game on. Hopefully that'll wake us up a little bit.
Leeburn chases the ball into the corner and gets there as well. Tackled in the end by Lowe. Charlton throw on the right hand side, 10 yards or so away from the corner flag, or maybe a little bit more than that. That's it, yeah, Charlton kick up the pence. Yeah, that tap in from Lowe. Bell looking to go across for this throw. I think he's going to launch this into the box. Bree quite happy for that to happen. Lloyd Jones going forward as a result. Bree going as a short option, ignored. And Coventry does likewise. Again ignored. The referee wants Charlton to hurry up. And Bell goes backwards to Gillespie, who sends it into the penalty area. Burke stayed forward, it's dropped. Oh, potential handball, but I'm not sure he knew much about it. That's a good header coming in from Bree, but keeper comes out of his 6-yard box. Horvath to claim. Leeburn looking to chase down the centre half, who just dallied a little bit, managed to get it away, and it's Sheffield Wednesday bring it forward with Lowe on the left-hand side. Now Bannon. Ball through the middle, but read by Burke. Will clear it away, and I thought it might have come off a Sheffield Wednesday player, but no. It's Sheffield Wednesday throw. Halfway inside the Charlton half on the right-hand side. The left for Sheffield Wednesday. Front of the Curbishley stand. Thrown into Bannon. Lowe gets it back. Ball across to Valerie. It's back on it again. Forward to Lowe, and Valerie on the overlap. It's read this time by Burke, who does well to step in. Bree and Burke combine. The final ball wasn't kept in, and Burke came away limping from that. Not sure what happened. Throw quickly taken. Valerie again. Attempted cross blocked away by Burke, who's still limping, and it will be a Sheffield Wednesday corner.
Yeah, Just got to stay level-headed here. Make sure we don't panic. Wrestle the game back away from Sheffield Wednesday. We need to keep the ball better and advance into the territory of the Sheffield Wednesday half and just maintain pressure in there for 3 or 4 minutes and take the swing away from Sheffield. Tails are up at the moment. Fans are in fantastic voice, and it's down to us to dampen their spirits.
Bannon with the corner in front of the scoreboard. Sends it high towards the penalty spot. Header coming in. Palmer it was who got there. Doherty clears it away. Up to Alafe. He's trying to hold it up. Now he's going on a bit of a run. Tonto Alafe on the right-hand side. Does well to cut inside. Coventry takes over. There's a sliding challenge coming in there from Amas. It'll be a Charlton throw on that right-hand side.
Yeah,
just preparing a potential couple of changes.
There's movement in both technical areas, funny enough, and Sheffield Wednesday got a tactics board out, going through what they think they can do to find a second goal. Charlton doing the opposite. How can we get control of this game back? We were so comfortable for so long, and suddenly that goal has changed everyone's perspective.
I think Ramsey may well be one of the changes, because Burke may have picked up a knock. His throw goes down the line, cleared away. Burke gets on the end of the ball forward and helped out by Coventry. Work back to Kaminski. Aims for Bell down the left-hand side. It doesn't find him. It's Fusire steps in, and Sheffield Wednesday can attack, but Doherty does well to cover that off, but at the expense of a corner.
Yeah, and Kaminski looks up and says, I had absolutely nothing on him. I'm a weaker foot. You know, what do you expect me to do? And Charlton are just causing 1 or 2 issues for themselves.
Nibbs and Ramsey are the two preparing to come on. Not before this corner, I suspect. Quickly and short to Palmer. Into the box, Palmer. Trying to get a cross in, held up by Coventry. Goes back out to Bannon. Cross into the middle, and Fusire. Possible shot coming in. Takes a couple of deflections. Carey gets a foot in, but Amas gets there first, and it's Amas. Ball back across. And that should be a corner, I think, off Doherty, and it is.
Yeah. It's amazing how games can turn. This was so comfortable 15 minutes ago, and now all of a sudden we are pegged back and dropping deeper and deeper and deeper.
Bannon with the corner again. Swung in. Edge of the 6-yard box, headed away by Leeburn. Carey with something on it. Can Coventry get there? No, he's beaten to it by Lowe. Lowe setting up Fusire on the run. Back to Lowe. Lowe launches it into the penalty area, but that's too deep and too high for anybody, and it's away for a goal kick.
Yeah, that's an amazing let-off. I mean, he's had the time and space to pick a spot in the middle of the 6-yard box, and he should deliver, really. It's a big let-off for Charlton, and here comes a double sub from the home side.
And it is Burke who's going to come off for Ramsey, scorer of Charlton's second goal, but definitely picked up a knock a little while ago. It looks like he's been struggling since then. So Ramsey, the obvious replacement. And then Nibbs will come on as well, and he'll come on for Sonny Carey. So both Charlton goal scorers now off.
And a second substitution for the Addicts, your other goal scorer, number 14, Sonny Carey.
Tell you what, I will give a lot of credit to the away support. They're a club in crisis at the moment, but that support never wavers. It's a very big club, deserves better than what they're getting at the moment, and their team's giving it a little bit of a go. The last 15 minutes have been all Sheffield, but credit to them away to our right.
Can Charlton do something about turning the tide here? Kaminski's goal kick away. Leeburn trying to get there first and have another go at that, and does. Holding the ball up. It's good footwork from Leeburn, and Coventry takes over. Back to Gillespie. Gillespie trying to send it to the right-hand side, and Bree gets something on it. Bree. Nibbs will pick it up for Charlton. Trying to go past Lowe, doesn't manage it, but it's Valerie's heavy touch. Takes it out of play for a Charlton throw on the right-hand side. Ramsey with it. It's about 15 yards or so inside the Sheffield Wednesday half. A bit more than that now, in fact. Ramsey throwing it towards Leeburn, who heads it on. Lafay can't get there, it's cleared away. Now as far as Jones, tees up Gillespie, he's got, well, he had Bell to his left, which was the easier ball. Tries to launch it into the box. Oh, keeper launching himself at it. And only just about stays inside the penalty area after he catches it. Thrown out to Palmer. Sends it long, down the middle, looking for the run of Cadamartri. Jones across, and probably should see this out of play with Ugbo also there. He does. Charlton goal kick with 12 and a half minutes or so left of normal time.
I don't mind taking the turn it over the throw in, don't mind taking the turn it over this goal kick. You're just at this point trying to take the sting out of the Sheffield Wednesday performance, because they are on top and we don't look anywhere near as assured as we did since we've conceded the goal. So it's just a case of just calming everybody down, taking seconds off the clock and trying to wrestle back control of the game. But you've got to do that by keeping the ball, and we're just not keeping the ball particularly well at the moment.
Kaminsky's goal kick headed away by Jamal Lowe. A Charlton throw on the right hand side, just inside the Charlton half. Ramsey with it. Down the line it goes. Beyond Leeburn, Nibs will pursue it. There's a header coming in from Otik Bayo, and well pursued by Nibs to make sure he didn't keep it in. So it'll be a Charlton throw this, and I'm only 5 or 6 yards away from the corner flag.
Yeah, every time he comes on, Nibs, he looks a bit sharper and a bit fitter than he did the time before. And we know he missed pre-season. We know he's carrying an injury over from last season. I think there's a lot more to come from him.
Throw from Bree into the feet of Bell. Now with Ramsey, tees up Bell again. Can he go past his man? Oh, he did, but a heavy touch. Takes it out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, box is loaded as well. Just needed to find a way to get a delivery in. Suddenly that Bree delivery on that right-hand side's disappeared out the game, hasn't it? 4 or 5 great balls in the first half. A couple from corners. Nothing in this second half.
Well, Sheffield Wednesday are going to make a change before the goal kick. Coming off will be Otabayo. On in his place is Charlie McNeil.
I can't believe that's a like for like. Are we seeing?
Not, no. Charlie McNeil by nature is a forward player.
Yeah.
Right-sided midfield, I think.
So we're going to see a little shuffle here. And I think it's Valerie, who's been playing midfield, who's going to pop back into a back three.
It looks that way. It's a goal kick sent away. Jones comes forward to meet it, heads it forward, but he can't pick out Leeburn with it. Just beyond the Charlton striker and out for a throw. Palmer with the throw down the line. Gillespie gets something on it, but another throw, this time 10 yards so inside the Charlton half. McNeil with it, quickly taken and gets it back. McNeil into Fuzira. To go backwards to Valerie. Ball to Lowe. Almost had the ball taken off his toes by Ramsey, but Sheffield Wednesday now break on that left-hand side. Just with Lowe. Lowe ball into the box. Above Gillespie, and the header coming in from Ugbo. Wide of the posts, comfortably wide in the end, but a dangerous threat and dangerous move from Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, and then loads of space down the left-hand side for Lowe, and it's a wicked delivery, and I'm not quite sure Ugbo hasn't got more contact on that. He's got away from his man. He's middle of the 6-yard box. This is a wonderful opportunity for Sheffield Wednesday to level the scores. We've just gone very, very loose, haven't we? Yeah, that's just, he's done brilliant to get across his man. He's met it with his head, and it's just come off the top of his head, not his forehead. And if it had come off his forehead, it was 2-2.
Kaminsky's goal kick through towards Alafe. Went down under the challenge. Nothing going from the officials. The keeper takes a bit of a gamble just to get the ball out to Palmer, who sends it clear down the middle. Jones comes across, heads it away. Gillespie will try and send this down the line for Charlton and does so. Nibs can't go for that. He's coming back from an offside position. It's with McNeil, who gives it straight to Leeburn. Leeburn skips past Palmer, and a ball inside has got to Alafe. It might be a foul there, nothing given from the official. And then Ramsey trying to stop Lowe from coming forward, but he doesn't. Lowe coming across the pitch to the right-hand side is McNeil. McNeil lifts the ball into the area. kneed away by Gillespie at the expense of a throw in the right-hand corner.
That was an opportunity. Just couldn't quite fall for Alafe. Or I thought the ball inside from Leeburn was excellent. But this game's very, very open.
Throw on the right-hand side. McNeil with it into Faziro. Back to McNeil. It's a bit of a heavy touch. That looked like it went out of play, but in the end it worked in Charlton's favour because Palmer got a double connection on it, and it's away for a goal kick.
Yeah, but when I say about keeping possession, and I know we want to turn that steal from Leeburn into a shot or an attack, but sometimes it's better to wait for support, keep possession, 5-6 passes, and draw everyone back in terms of Sheffield Wednesday players into their own half and compact it into their half. And by relinquishing the turnover, by relinquishing possession, the game becomes very stretched. And they're taking risks now. They've got a front four that's not really recovering. They're looking to counter.
Kaminsky, Leeburn with a touch on, looking for a Alafe, but it's read by McNeil, who brings it away, and it's good pursuing by Tanto Alafe, forced McNeil into the error. It's away for a Charlton throw.
Yeah, he's got that in abundance, hasn't he? That work rate across the back line, it's physicality, it's good pressure.
Throwing from Bell back to Gillespie, who lifts it forward. Look at Leeburn, who goes down under pressure. The referee waves it away. Sheffield Wednesday build down the left. Low. Out to Amas. Bree trying to get a foot in, can't do so, and Amas cuts inside. Still Amas. Corner of the penalty area, ball into the box. And Kaminsky and Gillespie not talking to each other. Gillespie didn't take a chance, just cleared it away. Throw into Sheffield Wednesday. On the left-hand side. Low gets the ball back. Ball cuts inside to Amas. Good challenge from Nibs, but it runs to Low. Back out to the other Low on the left-hand side. Back inside to Bannon. Amas now for Sheffield Wednesday. Thinks about the cross, then changes his mind out to Low. Cuts inside. Bannon in support. Bannon to Fuzire. That's a good block from Nibs. The attempted ball back, and he's found Alafe. He's going to have to sprint away, Tanto Alafe, and he does so on the right. And he's been dragged back there by Fuzire. It has to be booked for that, and is.
Yep, very, very similar to the Coventry incident earlier in the game. Yeah, they'll have to drag that back. Sorry, I paused because if Leeburn had received that and he'd allowed play to continue his away, but he'll drag that back. But yeah, very similar to the Coventry scenario in the first half with the drag back on Ingleson. But excellent from Alafe again. You know, he's got that little burst, hasn't he, from a standstill mark. 2 or 3 yards, very, very quick off the mark, and it just catches players out.
Well, a real concern here for Charlton as Kaminsky goes down under whatever.
Yeah, I know that's said very much tongue in cheek. Indeedy. But
so
I'm surprised it didn't happen 10 minutes ago, because they have wrestled the game away from us. The goals changed everything. And I did say, you know, perhaps you think about substitutions. We made the substitutions, and actually it's gone against us a little bit. But the goal plays a huge part in that. You can make those substitutions, Leeburn scores, and you're a genius. But yeah, we've just not composed ourselves since we've conceded, and we've not really strung a move together, and we've not looked assured in possession, and that's odd, because we were in total control of the game.
Well, any changes from here that Nathan Jones might want to bring in will all be attacking, with the exception of Mannion, obviously. Every player really is more of an attacking player than...
You can bring in Costello, can't you?
Possibly the only one.
Yeah. And maybe if you've got Coventry on a booking, could he go and sit?
Yeah,
do you see what I mean? Yeah, you could do that.
But that still happens at some point.
Yeah, we're 4 minutes and add-ons to go. This is just about... It's become about, sadly, just getting this result over the line. And at one stage, I thought we were going to go 3 and 4. And it's amazing the difference, you know, a goal can make to the complexion of the game.
Kaminsky with the free kick in towards the Charlton area, heading up in the air by McNeil. Headed clear. Bell knocks it back in. There's a head on by Gillespie, but not powerful enough to get past Horvath, who's looking for a quick release and does so out to the right-hand side. And Palmer further on to McNeil. Ball in field. Nibs tracking back, as is Jones. Neither can get there. And it's inside to Fuzire. Now Low out to Amas, edge of the area. Oh, he skips past Bree, who slips over. Ball back across, hits Coventry. And then off Amas, it should be a goal kick.
Yeah, and he should have let that drop over his shoulder, shouldn't he? And protect it out for the corner. He's only a young lad, you know, he's full of energy. He's worked up and down that left-hand side. He's grown into the game, but a little naive error there. Trying to head it back into a danger area, under pressure. Let it drop. Bannon was furious. Let it drop out for the old corner.
Well, I think Rankin Costello is coming on. Some movement on the pitch and the dugout underneath us. Yes, Kaminsky prepares to take this goal kick. Sent down the middle. Leeburn, something on it, but it still runs to Sheffield Wednesday. Doherty then with the interception. Leeburn, a good header. It's going to drop to Bree. Bree trying to send Leeburn on his way down the right-hand side, and he'll get there. Leeburn holding off Valerie. Goes past Valerie. Oh, it almost got past Fusiri as well, who just got enough on it to clear it away. Up towards Ugbo, but it's good work between Ramsey and Coventry to win it back for Charlton. And work it back to Kaminsky. Sent forward again, looking for Leeburn. Leeburn with a little flick to Bree. Bree trying to send Nibs on his way down the right-hand side, but there'll be too much on that. And it'll run away for a goal kick. Yeah, Charlton will make the change. Yeah, it's the right ball. Stretch the back line. Just keep it in play. Let Nibs get on it.
Substitution for the Addicts. Please show your appreciation to number.
That's James Bree who's coming off. I thought it might be Coventry, as you say, Brown, with that yellow card, but it's Bree who's going to make way.
Yeah, and they've obviously seen something they don't like. And this is purely about seeing out the last 2 minutes and add-ons by having a player that doesn't mind sitting in as a back five.
Number 26, Joe Rankin Costello.
Goal kick to Sheffield Wednesday. Charlton with Leeburn and Alafi hunting this down as the short one goes across to Valerie. Out to Lowe. Cuts inside and finds his namesake, Jamal Lowe, and his ball out goes straight to Bell. Bell teeing up Alafi. Oh, he lets it run. Oh, and Nibs was taken out as he went towards the penalty area. Oh, and the referee said no. The referee's waved it away. It looked like he was going to blow. And then just got to the position of where the free kick would have happened and waved it away. As Doherty sends it forward looking for Alafi, and oh, that's a strange one. As Horvath clears it away. Jones with the header. Run through to Alafi. Just got beaten to it by McNeil. His ball goes backwards. Has to be retrieved by Palmer. He'll get it back from his keeper. Sent long. Gillespie underneath this, heads it back towards Nibs. Going to flick on, but he can't find Alafi with it. Sheffield Wednesday have it back. Coventry hunting it down, gets a foot in on Bannon, but Bannon retains possession. 5 minutes of added time here as Valerie brings it forward, chased by Leeburn. Has to go backwards to Bannon. Bannon, ball forward. Ramsey with the foot in, as is Jones, who gets caught by Lowe, and it'll be a Charlton free kick, and Nibs up straight to the referee asking why he didn't get a free kick, and he's waved away.
Yeah, I've seen a little replay. It's tough to tell because he seems to go down before there's any contact, but it's one of those ones where it looked like a blatant free kick to me, but not given. And I like what Jones did there, made the most of that contact, very theatrical, and that allows you to run 30 seconds off the clock. If I was Miles Leeburn now, I'd be going out on the young lad Amas. Just seeing a replay, yeah, it's a tough one, you know, because it's a crossover of legs.
Well, Charlton free kick, and this time Leeburn goes to ground under a sandwich between Fusiri. I couldn't see who the other Sheffield Wednesday player was. I think it might have been Palmer. But he's gone down holding his face, Miles Leeburn, but Charlton do have a free kick this time. Yeah. It's about 10 yards outside the left edge of the penalty area.
Again, you've got to make the most of those situations. You've got the free kick, you've got the contact, you've been dragged back, down you go. Yeah, he did get a little right. It wasn't a right hook, but it was certainly a right slap across the cheek. But it just allows us to advance into the Sheffield Wednesday half and take another chunk of time off the clock.
Coventry over this free kick. Nobody really heading towards the centre of the Sheffield penalty area. It's a short to Bell. Little flick from Lieber and then round the corner to Alafe, who's taking it into the corner. Alafe holding it there as the foot comes in from McNeil. It'll be a Charlton throw by the corner flag. As Charlton try and wind down the clock with 3 minutes of added time remaining. Bell comes across with the throw. Nibs coming across. Will pick the ball up into the corner using the corner flag, and it's still in the quadrant. There's bodies all over the place, and then I think Bannon just managed to kick the ball off of Nibs and it's away for a goal kick. Horvath waves away Valerie on this occasion to take this goal kick. Sends it just to the right of centre. Jones will challenge. That's a good header in. Nibs headers it up in the air. McNeil will head it forward. Ugbo back to Fusire, out to McNeil. Neil into the centre and Bannon. Across to Lowe. Ball forward to Jamal Lowe. It's a good foot in from Ramsey. Great foot in from Ramsey. Finds Leeburn. Leeburn fouled in the centre circle. Trying to take the free kick quickly and does. Out to Alafe. Leeburn going for the return. And will get it as well. Into the penalty area comes Miles Leeburn and holds the ball there under pressure from Valerie. And, goal kick is the result after Mass and Valerie put pressure on Leeburn. We've had 93.5 minutes of the 95. Charlton fans trying to spur the Addicts on to the final minute and a half. As Horvath prefers to take this goal kick. Again, just left of centre. Again, Jones gets there first. Doherty will pick it up for Charlton. Trying to send Alafe on his way through the middle, and Alafe will get there as well. Alafe, oh, and he's taken out by Horvath, surely! How can that not be a foul? He's actually just wiped him out.
That's one of the worst bits of refereeing.
Absolutely wiped him out.
That's one of the worst bits of refereeing you'll ever see. That's shades of Schumacher if you're old enough to remember.
Well, the referee's just taken advice from the linesman who's told him that it was definitely a foul, and both Alafe and the keeper, Horvath, are still down, but I think the keeper is going to get punished now. I think the referee's just saying, yes, I know. How could he not see that, by the way?
I mean, he's in a great position. I'm seeing the replay. I mean, how on earth he's not seen that in real time is beyond me, because he runs on a diagonal away from the crossfield ball. He's looking directly at it. Alafe, if he skips past the challenge, has an open goal to tap the ball into, and he waves play on. I'm quite astonished.
I've just seen the replay. It is a Schumacher.
It's very close to that. It's not.
It turns into him.
It's very close to that. And what astonishes me is that someone that who's in control of the game, who's got the laws of the game,
well, Alafe,
and understands them,
thankfully is up. Mind you, you get the feeling with Tanto Alafe, it'd have to be some size of a 10-ton truck to take him out.
I think he's a strong boy, but take that out of it, Tel. It's a dread. I don't think he's given a free kick here, mate.
Well, he's given something, because I think because he took some advice from the linesman as he went towards the area of the collision, and then started nodding towards the Charlton players. So I've got a feeling.
I hope it is, because it should be, and I'm astonished when you've got a linesman that's level with that, looking across the pitch at that, when the referee decides not to give it. Why isn't he frantically waving his flag, saying, look, you might have had a poor angle, you might have, your vision might have been blocked towards the challenge, but I saw it. That is a free kick. I mean, it's as blatant as they come.
Well, I think the word has got to the Sheffield Wednesday bench, and I think there's a goalkeeper's shirt being readied.
Okay,
and gloves, so he's been sent off.
Okay.
which means they've made their subs, so it means somebody's got to go and
I
goal.
do believe if the challenge isn't made, Alafe's there so comfortably before the challenge that he pops it past him. If the challenge isn't made and the keeper just runs, he has got a free run to the ball and a tap in. I didn't see any defender recovering quick enough to stop that.
Not a chance, no.
No. So therefore, it is a sending off, as harsh as that is. But how can you not see it? It's quite incredible.
Yeah, the red card has come out. And Horvath will, after treatment, will head to the tunnel.
Well, that is
who's going in goal here. I think it's is that Palmer, the number 2?
I think so.
Going in goal.
I think so.
There is something slightly unjust that
there has been.
We've only got a free kick on the edge of the box. But
yeah, in the history of the Valley, there has been outfield players go in that goal and make some good saves. Yeah,
is there? Can't think of one myself. Yeah, and players have been sent off on a stretcher. I think you're funny. At that end, funnily enough.
Yeah. All right. wasn't the best moment. Anyway, chance. We move on now. Chance to call this and at least test Palmer. Let's see what he's got.
So we're looking to see who's over this now, because Gillespie would be your favourite, I suspect. Although it's fairly central, so Doherty's also taken a position just behind the ball, as is Coventry, but you just get the feeling this is Macaulay Gillespie's.
Yeah, you've just got to find a way to get it round that wall, really, and on target.
He does the first bit, the on target bit that he didn't quite grasp, as it heads to the top of the lower end of the covered end.
Yeah, he's near the upper tier of the covered end. That one, it's not his finest attempt, but we'll forgive him for that, because the one we needed to go in was last year, and it did.
Well, the Charlton fans in the back there not overly impressed with giving the ball back to.
No, well, that's home advantage right there.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it will be the ball. Oh, that's a good shot. To be fair, front of covered end, ball retrieved and hit Palmer square on the back of the head.
Yeah, bit wicked.
Funny though.
Bit wicked, but at the end of the day, this is all about seeing this over the line. 3 points is massively important here today.
Well, it stopped with about a minute to go, so I suspect we've still got a minute to play. As the goal kick sent away. Jones comes and meets it. Alefe getting his shirt pulled off his back, and now Leeburn takes over. As Leeburn again heading to the corner, but he's out-muscled by 3 Sheffield Wednesday players, and they reclaim the ball, but try and send the ball towards Cadamartri, but it's out of play for a Charlton throw.
Yeah, just that.
And there is the final whistle. In fact, less than the minute I thought. As the referee calls a halt to proceedings, and the Addicts hold on to that 2-1 victory. And it looked like we were coasting for much of the game. That goal from Lowe on 69 minutes certainly put the cat amongst the pigeons, and Charlton had to hold on a little bit in that final 20. And hold on we did. And goals from first Sonny Carey after 16 minutes, and following up his own shot, tucked the ball beyond Horvath. And then on 46, a delicious delivery from James Reed, converted by Reece Burke for his first goal in the Charlton shirt. Secured all 3 points for the Addicts, and it'll be, at the end of the day, it's a victory, no matter how you get them, as long as you get them.
Absolutely, and it takes us up to Ipswich quite nicely. I think it was a very, very important 3 points to gain today, for reasons I said before the start of the match, which is 2 tough away games coming up. We made very, very hard work of that, and statistically it became quite an even game. And after 60 minutes, you wouldn't have said that would have been the case. We were going to go 3 and 4, and you know, that's how fragile games can be in terms of the turning points and how it swings. And we've conceded and made a real hard fist of that. But nevertheless, we got over the line. We got the 3 points, and we move on to Tuesday.
Well, vital 3 points here at the Valley to keep Charlton in a decent position in the table, and as Brownie said, going into 2 tough away fixtures. First one at Ipswich, second one at Hull in the next few days. Our thanks, of course, to Matt in production, to all of you for watching and listening at home, at NordVPN, who are our sponsor and club partner for today's stream. And also to the right-hand side to gentleman who had not nearly enough commentary minutes, Greg Stubley.
You even got 10 minutes add-ons as well, didn't you?
And to probably the smelliest person in the Charlton ground today.
That's very kind of you, Tal. At least I'll win an award for something.
Brady, pleasure as always.
As always.
My friend, are you with me up at
Is he missing again?
I've got a feeling he might be blowing it again.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
It'll be. Yeah, Brownie, if you can join us on Tuesday night, please do so. In the meantime, have a great rest of the weekend. From all of us here at the Valley, take care. Good night.